All right.
Did we do it?
Yes, we are
Awesome.
live. Welcome. I'm gonna turn this down for us. Test.
Test.
Yeah, we should be good.
Great.
Bum, 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 bum,
Bum, bum,
bum,
ba-dum. Hello.
We'll go live for however long live we go, you know?
Doing
As
some
they
drawing
say.
practice, perhaps.
All right. Bean, Lexi. Hey, Lexi. How's it
Hey.
going? How are you doing anyway, Lexi? What do you do? How are you always here so fast?
don't
I know you have
know.
YouTube notifications enabled and stuff, but what do you do these days? Chilling?
It's so sweet, though. Like, you're always here. Like, I don't think there's, like, even a stream without Lexi, to be honest.
Stream without Lexi is not a stream.
Yeah.
It's a disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff. Chilling. I've been drawing a lot more. That's nice.
Hey, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, I don't know how to say that username. IYELISDII.
I don't even...
Hello. Good. You're currently drawing. That's fun.
Nice. Timely Venus. Hey.
Timely Venus. Does anybody have anything fun going on for the
For the weekend.
weekend? Yeah, I guess it is the weekend, isn't it?
It is Saturday.
You know, last time on Draw Anime Academy.
Oh,
Christina
yeah, what did we do?
doodled
I doodled a bunch of
stuff,
stuff.
characters. We did
Some bread
bread
and donuts.
and donuts, and then I did also. We did a cultist circle that summoned a demon, and then we switched to drawing bread,
Oh,
and then a little bit of like ramen. Not ramen. What am I talking
curry.
about? Curry. And yeah, that's basically where we left off yesterday. So let's see where
we go now.
let's see where today brings us.
Yeah. Hi, love the drawings. I want to learn how to draw. I do it, but I can barely do faces. What iPad is that? And are you using Procreate? Yes, I'm using Procreate, and this is the iPad Pro 13-inch.
Hello, welcome. Glad you decided to join us.
Yeah.
Don't worry, faces are hard.
Faces are very hard. Hardest thing, honestly.
Faces are difficult. They have very specific shapes, and it's easy to tell when they're wrong. So don't worry too much about it. You know, just keep practicing and experimenting.
Mm-hmm. Really, I think everything about art is just experimenting.
Hey, Tori and Dahlia and Ducky and Ouchie.
Hello.
And All Might. Is All Might still a thing? I thought he like died a long time ago.
I thought
Wait,
Did he?
maybe he just like got shriveled up.
he just got shriveled up and was just incapacitated or something.
I don't remember. I forgot. I forgot MHA was the thing, honestly.
Yeah,
So long.
I completely forgot too.
We watched like the first couple seasons way long time ago and then never really picked it up again.
Yeah.
Do someone with water bending. Thank you for the heck is that? Head 90. Thank you for the heart me. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Lizzie, hello. Star, hi.
What I do really enjoy about like the animation of the water bending in Avatar is how the water flows with the pose. I think that's just awesome. That was
Very
just really
gestural.
cool. Very, very gestural.
Everything does, kind of.
Yeah. Well, it's like water is movement, right? So
Myth
like
and Muse. JB. How long have we been live for? Like 4 minutes.
let's say you want someone to like water bend. I start my poses really simply like this just to get like an idea. And then like let's say they got like an energy ball going, you could like could just draw like little strips. Like a little vortex. And like that kind of like concentrates the energy into this area. So anytime that you're drawing like powers, like they gotta go somewhere. They gotta have like this kind of flow.
There's a logic to them.
Yeah, there is a logic to them.
For sure. Definitely a logic.
Now,
Power
I don't know
logic.
a lot of... Yeah, I don't know any of those waterbending stances, so this is probably very inaccurate. Alchie says, can we draw cube? I love cubes.
Cube.
Cuba.
Do you need graphite?
Cube.
Cube. I loved that TikTok.
Yeah.
So good.
Anatomy is extreme mystery for me. It is hard to understand. Yeah, we can talk about some anatomy a bit. We actually do have a live class on anatomy and figure drawing coming up in February.
We
so,
do.
If you go to our website or if you're on YouTube, it's on the link in the description. Go here, drawanime.com. It is a teal button. You know, we do live demos and critiques and stuff for your homework. But yeah, we can definitely talk about some anatomy. Why not?
Oh, you love cubes. Do you? Ouchie, were you the one that was asking about, like, wanting to do more environments and perspective and stuff and demystify those?
Oh, that's good too.
Hello, I was on live yesterday. Really enjoy watching you guys. Awesome.
Oh,
I'm glad you do.
Thank you.
That's fun.
You know,
Well,
I actually
hello
think
there. Hello, Angelina.
I think if you find references like this is actually super helpful. Like a side by side where it's like the one with skin and one where all the muscles are labeled. Like I find that that's like super helpful for me. So we can kind of like break this down a bit.
More anatomy already, huh?
Well, I mean, we can start off in a little bit, but
Let's do it.
all right. So like once again, I think people confuse anatomy with just this, but we're more than just muscles, right? We want to like figure out the whole proportion. So it's not about all these little individual colored pieces. It's about the holistic approach. So like that's why we always talk about like basic structure with everything. We're always like figure out where like how far your shoulders are, how tall the person is, where's your crotch, you know. And I don't think I'll go super in depth on the proportions.
Hey,
but
Captain.
hey, Captain.
Oh, looking good today. Hello, welcome. Hey, Kayla, Okami.
Hey. Like I'll figure out my proportions, just kind of like setting like a general height. And then I figure out all the other parts, like where my pelvis is, where my shoulders are in comparison to this like length. So like this looks pretty simple. Like I feel like you can do this. I always make sure that my torso is on the narrower side sometimes, not super thick and broad, but like, you know, that can always be changed. But like I feel like if you can get to this stage, you're already halfway there.
Come on. There it goes.
And you could determine like how big are your feet, you know, are your feet like this big, which, you know, it's like you'd just be wearing those flippers at this point, so they're a bit smaller. So here's like my basic setup, and so we're kind of take a look at it, and we're like, okay, does this pose feel like the reference? If so, then yeah, we can move on.
Christina's showing almost naked people already trying to get us nervous.
Oh, I am so sorry. I thought that this was safe because this stuff was covered.
If there's one thing about TikTok, it's that they're incredibly inconsistent about their enforcement and what they don't like, and I just don't like risking anything.
All right,
honestly.
then I won't.
It is
showing.
very well known that TikTok is incredibly strange with what it decides to not like on one day that it was completely fine with another day. It's all the AI stuff, right? Like they just kind of AI. I feel like AI it stands for like arbitrary indecision or something. Arbitrarily indecisive.
That's a good way. Is our class for total beginners?
It teaches to the level. So if you're a total beginner, we will teach you and critique you with what you need.
Yep.
And if you are more advanced, then we will move on to more advanced topics. That's one of the great things about a live class.
Yep.
Is that it teaches to the student.
Yep.
But we do cover everything. Like in the class itself, we cover everything from the basics. We start with proportion and gesture and go through all of the muscles that are important to know. And we give really good assignments. And then when you do the homework, we take you where you're at and we help you improve.
Yes.
That's one of my absolute favorite things about live classes.
It just makes drawing and learning so much easier. So like, yeah, you said that you are, let me see, I can draw figures or poses. So like, if it really is the anatomy that you're confused about, it's really not that hard, because like all you have to do is just kind of think of them like individual characters and how they work together. So like, I'll study anatomy first by like sectioning things off. If I really want to like know more about a specific area, like the torso, I'll just focus on torso muscles and then just like move on to arms and stuff. So like here, for example, if you're just stuck on here, like where to add the anatomy, there's just a few basic muscles that you can think about. And by the way, feel free to interrupt me if we have important questions to answer.
Yeah.
So here, starting from the neck, you got your traps. Your traps start from the back, but we can also see it. This is kind of like this transitionary area from the neck to the shoulders. That's your traps. And it ends at the edge of your clavicle. So your clavicle is really important because that's a bony landmark. And that is kind of like where some muscles stop, like your traps, for example. And also where some of your muscles start, like your deltoid. Here you have your neck muscle. Right here, and here's your back. Your traps.
Are these lives recorded somewhere? Yeah, we're on YouTube right now. You
Yes.
head over there. We have the same handle, and much bigger footage,
Area.
much bigger area that the camera captures as well. It's pretty cropped on TikTok, but over there, it's bigger and easier, and it's all recorded, so you can back it up and rewatch it as many times as you want.
Yeah.
Thank you for the follows, everybody.
Thank you.
Where did everybody come from all of a sudden? Like, y'all just
Decided.
browsing your FYP and
Y'all see
scrolling through, and you're just like, oh, hey, look,
a body.
some sort of a body. Yoink.
Yoink. Just gonna go ahead and yeah. So then you got your traps. Then you got your neck muscle. This is a long name, so I'll just call it the neck muscle. Not gonna go into that. It's basically like a long branch from the back of your ear, and then it trails off and it kind of like branches off like
I feel
this.
like it's nice to say the name. I would have
All
appreciated
right.
it back when I was starting.
All right, sternocleidomastoid.
Yeah.
That's the name. It's
such-
Latin.
Honestly, that's one of the few muscles it's like worth really learning, because you see it all the time
That's
when you draw
true.
portraits and heads.
Sternocleidomastoid.
Mastoid.
That is.
It's a very important muscle because you see it show up here
Yeah, all the time.
all the time on portraits and stuff.
There's like just so many other neck muscles, but this one's like the most prominent one. You can even think of like the neck muscles as like a bundle of wires. So like here's like your sternocleidomastoid, that's the outer one, and then there's like all these other muscles in here that are like all bunched together that create like another form in the middle. So like that's why you see the neck that kind of looks like this. That's why you see this form rather than it just being a perfect cylinder. But once again, if someone's not very like defined muscle wise, then it will probably be a little bit smoother. But yeah, like just two muscles right now, right? Sternocleidomastoid and trapezius. Then we got our pecs. The pecs are like probably one of the easiest to identify. That is your chest muscles. If you know where your opening of the rib cage is, if you know where the bottom of the rib cage is, then that is where you can kind of find out where your pecs are. So your pecs do not go below your rib cage. That's way too long, right? That doesn't look correct. It is not super short either. It is not like over here, unless, you know, I mean, you can always change this when you are doing like creature design, but I would say it ends just a little bit above.
Kayla Okami, thank you for the heart.
Oh,
hands.
Kayla, thank you.
Is that what it is? Hand heart. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing good. It's been a little while.
Yeah.
How can I draw the muscle without making it super detailed? I always do that and it ends up weird. Think in terms of simple volumes. Very simple volumes. You notice that Christina's not really drawing detailed at all. And this is, what she's doing is even more detailed than she'd normally go on like a figure.
Yeah,
Like this is a very toned person, which is totally fine if you're doing like an anatomical like demonstration. But most of the time, you don't see all this. You'll see hints of it. You'll see instead of like completely defining out a form and really describing the whole thing, you can just add a hint of it by making a little hatch or making a little like broken line or something like that.
Yeah.
Just remember that like you don't look at someone and think anatomy. You look at someone and there's hints of the anatomy, but you're like, oh, that's a person. You don't like walk down the street and look at someone who's like, you know, I don't know, in the mall or whatever and think, oh, look at all that anatomy.
Look at all that anatomy.
You just don't think anatomy when you see people on a regular basis. It's just not that important. You see hints of it here and there. You will see whispers of the forms, but you could go your entire life without ever seeing muscle striations and you'd be totally fine. Like maybe if you go to like a bodybuilding competition or something, you'll see a bunch of that.
Yeah.
It just doesn't show up as much as people think it does.
It doesn't.
You'll see very simple volumes
Sometimes
that are
you'll just
all
see,
morphed and smoothed together.
And I feel like that's why it can get confusing, because it's like everything just looks like they're all mushed rather than like individual muscles. So sometimes that can get confusing. Yeah. It makes sense. There we go. So we got our pecs, and then your shoulder muscle. This is a very iconic muscle. It's called the deltoid. It's kind of like a shoulder pad. Like if you look at armor, it's just like hanging on your shoulder. Very iconic. And then it kind of overlaps the pecs. You know, here you have your bicep. Your bicep is always going to be on this inner side, the front side of your arm. And then your triceps is going to be on the back. All right, so we're probably just going to end the arms here until like at a later point. But like so far it's not too bad, right? You got your chest muscles, you got your shoulder muscle, you got some neck and a bit of your back. And then we can kind of continue on.
When I'm drawing, the touch screen reacts to the side of my hand. How, or would you know how I can fix that? I have not figured it out. It reacts to the side of my hand too. I just try to like have my hand like lighter on it.
Yeah.
But it hates my hand, honestly.
I don't know how mine doesn't really affect it.
It does every once in a while, but most of the time it doesn't.
Yeah.
I think it did it the other day once. It like,
yes. It was like, ugh. Yeah, that's right. I don't really know how.
Honestly, I don't have an answer for it.
It's probably better if you ask like on YouTube or Google.
Yeah. Yeah, you could wear a glove. I don't like wearing gloves when I draw.
I would notice the glove too much and I'd just get distracted. Let's make his pants a little bit higher.
Hat Spider, hello. Hana, hello. Grimblade, hi. Cassie, hello. Kata Gremlin Girl, is that you? Welcome.
Hi.
It's always fun to play with proportion. Do you have any tips or tricks for learning how muscles shift and twist as the body moves? Yeah, do a lot of figure drawing and poses.
Yes.
And learn where the muscles connect, or at least generally, right? Like you could go, the pectoralis connects to the top of the humerus. So when you pull your arm up, it pulls the pectoralis with it, and then the deltoid goes over it. So think about roughly where the muscles connect on the bones. So when you move when you move a limb or you twist, you the muscles kind of get dragged along with it. Mm-hmm. And that will directly flow and contribute to your like gesture.
Yeah, I really also recommend trying to find like all these like connection lines, like these this kind of flow, like where does the pectoralis flow in to like the crotch area, like how does these obliques flow together? They all have like this kind of rhythm and movement. You know, how does this overlap? A lot of the time anatomy is a lot like this, or like,
yeah, you just have like really simple.
You'll see this a lot. It's kind of rhythm, like especially in like the obliques. You'll see like these kind of connections here. Like if it wasn't this didn't have any skin, you would see like these kind of rhythms here. Same thing with like the ribcage muscles, but the serratus anterior and stuff. I'm kind of hesitating if I should just say the names.
I don't see why you would suddenly stop.
Yeah, that's true.
We say them all the time anyway.
That is true.
And people who show up to streams all the time, the repetition is what gets you to remember them.
Yeah.
People will be like, I used to watch these streamers. People would be like, why do you know all the names of the muscles? And they'll go, I used to watch these streamers, and they would just always say the names, and I would always watch their streams, and so I just remember.
Yep. That's a good point. All right.
It's repetition.
I'll say it. Because y'all gotta learn.
Unless you don't like saying them, then.
Oh, I like saying them. I'm just afraid them. I do like saying them because that's how I know them. I'm just like, I just hope I don't lose people when I say the names.
Honestly, just do what you want. Just do what you prefer.
All right.
If people don't like it, they can. I don't know.
They can go suck an egg.
Make their own stream.
That's true. That is true. So here, like, honestly, most of the time the body was just gonna look like this. You'll get your rib cage, you'll get your abs, which is just like these kind of like tubular baguettes. And for me, they're not necessarily like completely straight like this, but rather they're kind of curved with a bit of a dip. So like really keep in mind of this line right here, which is like your central line, and your abs kind of follow this rhythm. And so here we can kind of get into the more nitty gritty, like smaller muscles. So this will be like on your side of your rib cage is your serratus anterior and your lats. So your lats actually appears on the side, but it goes to the back, and you'll sometimes see that right in here. And then right after that is your serratus anterior.
I think the muscles are pretty easy to remember until you start getting into like extensor carpi digitorum longus whatever. Like,
yeah.
I find those kind of difficult.
Yeah,
Maybe I should have taken Latin growing up, dude. That would be so helpful because it's literally just like the muscle on the upper left.
Yeah.
Of the arm, of the lower
like,
arm. You know what I mean?
Superior and anterior and like whatever those are, like that just describes like the location. Like if you.
Yeah, it's crazy. The names of the muscles are just exactly what and where it is and what it does in Latin a lot of the time.
Like, was it anterior, superior of the iliac crest or something like that?
Something like that.
Something like that. Like that's iliac crest is like your pelvis, and it's like these little two like bony bits that stick out from like this area.
We should have learned Latin.
Yeah, we should have learned Latin. So if you're looking on this figure, it's kind of like in this area. That's like your iliac crest.
Yeah.
These little two bumps. Actually, that shows a lot of perspective with like the pelvis and stuff. That's why you can simplify this.
But this is like nerdy stuff that doesn't actually make you better at drawing. It's just like if you want to nerd out about something, it's totally fine. A lot of character artists out there who are professionals that do not learn the names of all the muscles.
Yeah.
They don't, like, a lot of them honestly don't care. Some of them do. Some of them don't. Totally up to you.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I feel like if you learn it, it's good. It's good on memory practice, right? What's that thing called?
Someone said, I want to start posting my art online, but I realize I'm afraid of art theft. Any tips? You can honestly approach it any way. Some people, they just draw. They don't care at all. They just draw and post online, and if someone steals their art, they're just like, whatever, I draw because I like it. Mm-hmm. Other people will watermark the crap out of their artwork. I'm not particularly a big fan of doing that, but you totally can. Other people just won't post their work online at all. Just know, if you're afraid of theft, the government has stolen every single private piece of information you've ever made in your entire life.
Yeah, that's true.
It's already all been
it's
stolen.
all been stolen anyways.
Everything you have has been stolen 50 times over already by both foreign and domestic parties.
That's facts, honestly.
That is facts. And if you use Windows or Apple, every single piece of information you have ever made or consumed is, categorized and logged for future use of companies to exploit you and
your information
who is around. So I don't know. I tend not to think about it too much. If it gets to the point where it's making my hobby or like the thing that I enjoy doing for fun less enjoyable, there may be diminishing returns. However, it's totally up to you. Like, watermark the heck out of your stuff if you want.
Mm-hmm. Like for me,
it's easy to trace things back to the original source online a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
I mean, I feel like art thievery is just kind of inevitable, but I also kind of think of it as like, a not backhanded compliment. It's in a way a compliment, because like if someone is willing to steal your artwork, that probably means it's pretty good.
You're doing a pretty good
job.
You're
doing a pretty good job.
Steal your stuff.
Yeah. I would say if no one's stealing your stuff, I'd be like, yeah.
It's a compliment.
Yeah. I'd like to see it in that kind of light.
Approach it in any way you want. It's totally up to the individual.
Mm-hmm. So the good thing about anatomy is that it's all symmetrical. So like what happens on one side happens also on the other side. So technically you only have to memorize like one side, and then you just.
Sure, no one's going to steal your art. They use AI nowadays anyway. Yeah, it's actually like a second-hand stealing now. Like instead of just directly stealing the art, they just
indirectly
AI
steal
steals the art, and then that's used to generate art. So it's like it's still stolen, but it's like secondhand stealing. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't think about it too much. It is funny though. Do you think tracing the figure drawing is cheating? Not at all.
No.
You can trace things to learn and figure out the main volumes and forms and stuff like that. I mean, you don't want to like. I guess that mentality comes from people who are like obsessively kind of posting online for attention, because like if you're tracing things for personal use and you're just like trying to figure out what's going on, totally fine.
Yeah.
If you're tracing something to try and deceive other people into thinking you're amazing, then it's probably not very moral.
Yeah. I forget how to draw the abs, how Kirk Shimoto draws it, but
it's like an intention thing, right?
yeah. Like, I mean, there are times where I will trace over like a pose just to kind of figure out like where could these muscles go, and then I'll like just draw it separately on the same canvas. That's what I'll do. So like, yeah, like that's some like torso anatomy. And so what I would do is I would learn the torso anatomy. Like here's your serratus anterior, the avocado slices, and then here's your obliques. Obliques. What happens on one side happens on the other. Your lats. I need to find a better color for lats. Maybe I'll do like this kind of like burgundy. It's kind of like magenta tone. That's kind of cute. So like once I will learn a particular section, I'll just do a bunch of studies, and continue color coding and labeling if that helps me. So like basically do whatever you need to do to help you more. If that means, whether if it's like tracing over a figure to learn a little bit more, or like color coding or labeling, like do whatever you need to do. So like that's torso stuff, right? But like you can also start finding ways to connect them. I'll see like artists. There we go. I'll see artists connecting the deltoid and the pecs together, so it looks like this. I'll see them combining this form.
I mean, that's what the skin and fat on top does.
It connects.
It
yeah.
just smooths all the forms together.
Mm-hmm. And Ramon Hurtado likes to use cheese wheels because he likes to relate everything with food.
Is good.
Cheese is good.
I'd make everything bread.
Yeah. Oh, bread body. That'd be hilarious. So like your deltoid and your pecs kind of look like this, and there's like just multiple ways that you can simplify.
Abby followed the live creator.
Abby,
Let's go. And I did see that there was
yippee.
an Abby that joined the Discord as well. Let's go. Abby. Abby's my OC's name.
Mm-hmm. So we're instantly biased.
Instantly biased towards anybody that shares the name with our original characters.
Yeah. So like you can find these rhythms, and he simplifies the abs like baguettes, bread,
Yep.
and arms as like noodles. Everything's a noodle at that point.
Everything
like,
is noodle.
Yeah.
Think we gotta get that guy on. Honestly.
We have to. He's just he's
cool.
so inspiring. He really is. And he has such good artwork too.
Yeah. I often feel like my art often feels too sticker-like after I try coloring and shading. That would definitely be a dimensional issue, which is usually the issue. It's like dimensional drawing is such a fundamental part of creating believable artwork, and it's almost always where things end up going wrong. If you're shading and it doesn't look right, it's a dimensional issue. If you're drawing and you flip the canvas and it looks off, it's a dimensional issue. It's like, AKA perspective. But if you say perspective, people start thinking about like
They
1,
zone out.
2, 3-point boxes. It's like a form drawing and dimensional issue, especially when it comes to coloring and shading.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Abby is my dog's name. Nice.
Aww.
That's fun. Is it required to draw this anatomy and muscle parts if you're going to put some clothes on in your characters anyway? No, it's not required to do this stuff at all. It's just, you know, some underlying knowledge that can help.
Yeah, and if you like, let's say if you want to draw like a tight shirt that accentuates some muscles, then like having this knowledge will be helpful. But you don't necessarily have to draw. Yeah, you don't have to draw this stuff and then put clothes on top. You know, I'd call that a waste of time. But you know, for me, like I would just do it anyways because I'd be like, well, more practice for me anyways. You know, like I'll be like, oh yeah, muscles, and then add clothes. It like for me when I'm in practice mode, a lot of these things I just don't really care about. I'll just be like, okay, just more multitasking for me. Oh, thank you.
Yummy.
Strong, but yummy. Is that the usual amount?
Yeah.
Nice. Maybe it's been so long that I've had it. Brush name. You can get this on our website.
Yep.
It is for free. It's the green button on our website.
You better take a screenshot of that fast because that card's going away soon.
Mm-hmm. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
You can also get that on our profile, by the way.
Yeah,
or
you
in our
can.
Discord server. Type exclamation mark
Brush.
in any channel in our Discord server, and the bot will give you the link. Oh, I changed my Discord profile picture. I love it. I still have Ouchie's picture as my banner though. That's
Aww.
so cute, dude.
It's so cute.
I'm going through like the cute art profile picture phase.
And I would also really recommend like finding other artists how they break down the anatomy. Like this is Kirk Shimoto's stuff. So good.
That's good stuff.
So good. And you could just like copy the drawings and it'd be like, oh wow, like now I know the forms of the leg. I know what muscles go on top of where.
Did you find his stuff on Pinterest?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Did you just type in like Kirk Shimoto?
Sometimes I found I think
You
I found
just
them through like I recognized it and I found it through like a little rabbit hole.
Honestly, Kirk Shimoto is such an underrated anatomy teacher. Like, I gotta say, there's a lot of really good anatomy teachers out there, but I've taken very few classes that I felt were as understandable and helpful as his.
Like, bro,
Just
that's
very good stuff. Like,
that blows my mind.
the way he breaks down the shoulder girdle and he's a really good costume drawing teacher as well, because he more comes from like the animation side of things. Let me
If you want it even easier, pecs and abs are kind of connected to each other. Like take the edges of the pecs, then just drag them down to the crotch, and then you got your abs as well. So like that's a really easy way to memorize the forms. Ooh, heck yeah.
yeah, like this is all Kirk stuff. Kirk Shinmoto. He teaches anatomy classes. Sometimes he does them live.
Oh, those are so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Most
I
of his
love that.
classes he actually draws traditionally on like paper and pencil.
I kind of
Good
have this
stuff.
thought that digital app has more features like filters, etc., to ease the work. It kind of makes me feel hesitating to use it because like it's not like traditional. It's not.
Stuff.
I mean, like there's traditional, digital, like both, like artists use both, but like one is not better than the other. And for me, like when I draw digitally, I kind of treat it like traditional art as well. Either way. How do you spell it? Kirk?
Kirk Shinmoto. He has a site called like the Kirk Shop or something. I don't remember exactly. You can find him if you look him up online. He runs live classes every once in a while, and he's got some recorded classes as well. I mean, if we're talking about like figure drawing and anatomy teachers, I would stick Will Weston up there as well.
Yeah.
Will Weston. Ramon Hurtado is really good. Ramon Hurtado, Hurtado. And then, who else?
Michael Hampton.
Michael Hampton, yeah, he's got really good stuff.
He has a YouTube channel.
He's got a YouTube channel. He's got live classes. He even has a class on Proco now.
Proco's pretty good.
He's been a figure drawing teacher for ages. A lot of these people have. I mean, I took Kirk's class in person back in like 2017 or something.
In person,
Brainstorm.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, I took his class in Brainstorm.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
No, Michael Hampton has a class on Proco, but yeah, Proco is really good as well. That's like Stan Prokopenko or whatever his name is. Who's that one guy? Brian, like Funky Monkey.
That guy's good.
Funky Monkey 1945 is his Instagram, I think. I don't know why it's that.
Funky Monkey. He just probably likes to.
His name is Brian something.
Is that how you spell it?
Funky FUNKYMONKEY 1945.
Okay.
Brian something. But this guy's legit. This guy's a really, really good figure drawing artist. He runs live classes and stuff.
1995?
1945.
1945. Okay.
Yeah, he has really good.
Oh, that's
really
good.
good content. These are like demos that he does in live classes, and he does phenomenal stylized work as well. Like you can see, like this is also his artwork, and he breaks down how to translate figure drawing and anatomy into very stylized characters as well. He does everything. Like that's how you can tell when someone is good at foundation, is they can do any style. Like these are great. These are great right here.
Yep.
Anything from like anime to Disney-ish. Like he even does this kind of stuff.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, those are really nice.
Can these anatomy drawing rules be used for all age/height
Yeah,
characters?
absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, everybody has the same muscles. They may show up in different ways, but like, aw,
that's so cute.
Will Weston and Ramon Hurtado like it. That's cute. Look, there they are.
The couple.
There he is.
I wonder if the wife draws too.
I don't know.
Probably not. That's so much fun. That's so cute. What is it? Like a wedding photo?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Oh.
Or maybe like an anniversary.
That's so nice.
Got our marriage license in China. Okay, they got married.
Oh.
That is cute.
Yeah. I need to actually do studies of his stuff.
Yeah.
Let's just. Actually, I don't know if it's appropriate. It probably is.
This guy's so good.
Funky Monkey.
He's like a fitness buff too.
Yeah, he's yep.
Yeah, he's ripped.
He's ripped.
You gotta respect the dedication, chat.
Being both ripped and also an anatomy nerd.
You gotta respect the dedication. He lives and breathes anatomy.
Look how simple he breaks down the torso.
Yeah, it's very.
It's
good.
just this.
Phenomenal.
Like you need to have like some kind of framework in order to place the anatomy on, or else it's just not gonna turn out. Oh, that's funny. Looks like a Dragon Ball character.
Yeah.
Look at that. Really, really cool stuff. And I actually really like how he simplified the spine as like a tube like that. That's actually really good. I need to try that. I need to do a lot of his studies because it's really good like reminders and also just like a refresher.
Dang, I love this guy's stuff. I'm gonna take a class of his at some point.
Yeah, I want to as well.
He does these really, really nice value studies as well. Like this. That's a nice value study there.
Oh, that is really, really nice. That is so nice.
Yeah. Dogs, cats.
Some exercises that I'll like try to do.
Brian Lee.
Brian Lee? Oh, okay. Is I'll draw like a bunch of simple torsos, like just kind of bending back and forth. And these can be like pillows or whatever. And then I would like try my best to put anatomy inside of it. So like, oh, well, if my bottom of my rib cage is down here, well, where will the pec be? Or like, where will my clavicle be? So I'll kind of like try to reverse engineer.
Bum, bum, bum.
And these like can be kind of rough too. So like here's my pecs because I know that's not gonna go below my rib, the opening of my rib cage. And then all my other muscles will kind of be like squished, and here like my abs will be squished, so I'll see more like this kind of pressed kind of bean form like that. And you know, it's not going to be accurate, but like that's fine, you can always just like fix it later.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, that's really cute. Who did that?
It's the same guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. How to differentiate between female head and male head when drawing the head. Male heads tend to be more angular. Feminine heads or female heads tend to be a bit more softer. And that's just kind of the general like physical differentiations, right? Like a female head, or more feminine, I should say, because I mean, some women can look more masculine. Like they'll generally have not as much protrusion in the skull. It'll probably be a little bit softer, but with guys, the outer silhouette can be sharper. You know, you can probably get away with more defining the cheekbones and the nose, right? Like if you make everything angular, including the features and including the outside, you'll get a more masculine result. But if you use softer, flowier forms, you'll tend to have a more feminine result. And also, the more detail that you put into like the female character tends to age them a little bit. So like, you know, you can keep it a bit more graphic, like simple. So like I would say those are the main characteristics that I've noticed for drawing both male and female heads. Right, I think like you know, feminine faces have more emphasis on like the eye makeup and the lashes and the flow of the eyes than guys do. But that's more of a stylistic choice. You can kind of do whatever you want. So like that looks like a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I would even say like you can look at like how Disney artists draw male and female characters and see like what do they emphasize.
But it's so up to like what you want, because this could 100% be a guy's face
That is,
as well.
yes.
Like you could make this look like a guy if you gave it a guy's haircut, you took the lashes away and you changed the lips a little bit.
Yeah, let's try it.
Like it'd be very, very doable. So like I wouldn't say it's like male and female so much as just masculine and feminine shapes.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it's a guy now.
You know what I mean? Like, or it could also be a girl. Like you could say, oh, it's a girl, or oh, it's a guy. It's like it's more about like the shapes,
Yeah.
shape language,
And the
what you
context.
decide in the context. So much of it is just context.
Like you can say like, oh, this is a tomboy. It could be a boy or it could be like a tomboy character. Maybe she's got like little low ponytail like this. But like you can
It's like,
even
it goes like back and forth.
it goes back and forth. That's so true. It's back and forth.
Yeah,
Like, oh, is this a guy? No, and actually, let's make it more like a girl.
totally up to you.
Yeah. Like I would even say if you look at a bunch of like Ghibli characters, like male protagonist characters, they'll kind of have a more feminine vibe. Like it could go either way. What would you recommend for digital art, like a drawing tablet or an iPad, etc.?
Totally up to you.
Totally up to you. I would
They all
say,
work.
like, what are your needs? You know, like what kind of do you like having something portable? Do you like just having something like very simple? I would say, you know, an iPad was pretty good. You know, like just to get somewhere, and then if you want to upgrade, you know, you can get like a laptop.
People hate what other people swear by, so it's totally up to you.
Yeah.
I would do research into, like, you know, you probably can't use a desktop PC on the bus.
Right.
Like, you probably wouldn't bring a tower with a monitor and a Cintiq, but you could on you know. But like there's also limitations for like layers and stuff on the iPad a lot of the time, or you might not be able to work as quickly, or you might not have as big, like some people already have a PC, and so all that's left to do is just get a, like, you know, download Krita and get a little drawing tablet and start trying it. Some people already have an iPad, like they have an iPad, and all that's left is to get maybe like a pencil and a drawing program.
Yeah.
So everybody's in a different situation. Everybody has different needs. Totally up to you. But they all work. Like all of them work totally fine.
Yeah.
You know, again, some people will say one thing is terrible, and you'll find an astoundingly good artist who uses exclusively that.
I find that like if you're trying to differentiate body types, you can still use like this anatomical information, but like you're just toning things down. Like for instance, oh, I know my trapezius, I know where my trapezius is. I'm just going to like make it non-existent, or like make it very, very smoothed out. I know where my pecs are, but like maybe this person's a bit more flat, so I won't include it. I won't make it super defined. So like that's how you stylize. You take this information and then you just make decisions. I'm in a game art course and I slightly regret my drawing tablet. Oh.
What drawing tablet did you get?
Thank you, GoTac. That's how you spell it. Let's make this like a shy girl student. How can I actually learn how much I can twist and turn the torso in relation to the pelvis?
I figured that out every day when I crack my back. Ooh.
So there's like a certain threshold to where things look very unnatural. Like, I mean, even if you could technically do it because you're flexible, like it will just kind of break people's brain, because there's kind of like a comfort level of reality when you're looking at an artwork. So like, for instance, a comfortable twist is when you have, you know, both the front and the front of the pelvis and the rib cage kind of visible, like within eye range, right? You can see both of this pretty clearly. Like that feels comfortable. That's like a comfortable kind of level of twist. Now, when you have like, now you can twist, you know, one a little bit further and maybe keep this one the same. And you could just say like, does this feel natural to you? Like, yeah, I can argue that. You can argue that you can twist the torso, the upper torso a little bit further than the pelvis. But things get really kind of messy and just unrealistic when you don't see any of these sides at all. Everything's just completely turned to the side. So like this feels like, okay, where's the spine now? Like what's happening? So I'd say like, just kind of test it out, see if it feels good. I think that this kind of range is pretty good. But once again, you want to have reference. Right, this is a bit too much.
Yeah, like you will definitely figure this out by doing a lot of figure drawing from observation. Because you will see the extent of what people tend to twist, like how people tend to twist. Do a lot of figure drawing.
Yeah.
Do a lot of figure drawing. You'll find out like what the range is.
It's kind of like how far can you twist your head without it looking creepy? Well, when you see when the whole neck just twists and you see like the back of your head where it shouldn't be, you're like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, but again, that's totally fine to do.
Yeah.
If your intention is to make something feel unnatural, maybe you're making like a horror character or something that feels uncanny. Like everything within context, you know?
Yep. Twisting. It's kind of looking. You can have like the back showing, but maybe the side of the side view of a pelvis showing as well. That works. Like this, for example. Like this feels pretty natural, I think. It's more like exaggerated, but here's like a breakdown of what's happening. You can see the side of the body, and you see the back side. That's like a face. And then the side view of the pelvis you can see. And a little bit of the back side here. You can add your legs. When you draw clothes, how do you know where the curves are? We have a video on how to draw clothes and where to find the folds. It is on our YouTube channel. I would say like understand where each fold is coming from. Like find some context clues. A lot of time you'll see, if you see these kind of folds right here, where they're kind of straight and they're kind of hanging off like this, they're coming from a certain point. That's like a tension fold. So like there's a tension point and all these folds are radiating from this point. So like find those kinds and you'll see that they tend to happen around the shoulders or around the chest. It really just depends on the reference. Sometimes it's not very clear, some other times it's very clear. Right, like a baggier outfit, depending on where it is, sometimes doesn't really show it that clearly, but you'll see it a lot in the shoulders. And with any kind of article of clothing, they'll share a lot of the same placement of where these folds go. So like I can say, oh yeah, here's like a very overly baggy shirt, but if I place my tension points on the shoulders and I place my folds here, it looks believable. And then there's like another kind, which is more like, you know, compression. This is where we got a lot of excess baggage, excess clothing, and it kind of bunches up like this. So like, you'll tend to see those towards the bottom of the cloth, or if the person is bending their arm or limbs, whatever, you'll tend to see it towards the bottom of the article of clothing, like around the hips, and you'll see this kind of pattern. So let's look one up. Baggy shirt. Yeah, here's a good one. So like if you take a look at this reference right here, we can see tension. Ooh, look at those radiating lines right here. Tension. So like these folds are caused by something. So like think of cause and effect. Here, caused by the shoulders. Caused by the shoulders. They're all radiating because the gravity pulls it down. This part happens because there's a lot of excess fabric and it doesn't really know where else to go. And cloth like this tends to like to go in a more diagonal direction rather than going straight down. So then you also see a lot of baggage here, a lot of like folds, a lot of pockets. So you'll tend to see this diagonal and then bunching. And that's very like a natural looking fold, right? But you see it everywhere. So here's one example. Here's another example. Oh my gosh, look, tension happening in the same area again on the shoulders. And then, you know, depending on how short the shirt is or if the person's tugging on the cloth, you'll sometimes see tension folds like kind of being pulled in the direction where there's like action happening. So like this person looks like their arm is kind of in front of the outfit and they're maybe slightly tugging on the shirt, so that's why you'll see not poses, folds like this. But like here's some compression because there is excess fabric, and also there's a bit of tension in there as well. So like I would say do a bunch of studies and like just kind of observe, right? You're not just copying the lines, you're copying like, okay, what's happening here? Why is this happening? Let's see, let's find another one. Ooh, look at this one. Ah, once again, tension, shoulders, chest, compression, especially with baggier sweaters. Simpler materials for this kind of stuff is actually really helpful to study because it doesn't make you distracted with like, you know, like, oh, but this is like denim, like how am I supposed to draw denim? Now just draw everything that's the same texture for now and then study. And then you can take a little bit of a closer look and you're like, okay, well, these folds wrap around a cylinder. So like if I were to draw this arm really quick, I want to continue thinking about form. We always talk about form on our streams. You cannot draw something three-dimensional without like understanding what's going on underneath. And if your drawing looks flat, it's because you don't really have those kind of elements of form. So like this can look straight to you, but if you just look a little bit closer, like even as an artist, you want to push it a little bit. So like wrap it around. Oh, look, that feels three-dimensional. Wrap it around. Even if you don't like see it, it's there. It's like the folds are always going to be wrapping around a cylinder at all times.
But how do we know that?
How do we know that?
Because the arm is a cylinder.
Yeah.
Or close to a cylinder. Like, even if you can't see it, you can know. You're just like, this person's arm is probably a cylinder or similar to a cylinder like most people's.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a good chance.
Yeah. It's like faith without having to see. You just know.
Yeah, you just know certain things.
Yeah.
Like, the arm, we're going to make it a cylinder.
Mm-hmm. Alright, and there we got a sleeve. And this is happening because this is what's happening. When cloth isn't being compressed, it looks very crisp and tidy. That's why when you, like, I don't know, get clothes from a dryer and it's all wrinkly, it's because everything's been compressed and you need to steam it to like make all the wrinkles like flat. But what happens when you have like a bit of physics happening, right? Force punches up. When you push these two points together, or this top and bottom part together, you get this. Think of it like going under, being crushed under like hydraulic press, I guess, or nothing that extreme, but like even like a can, crushing a can, it creates these compression folds, right? But like, I definitely wouldn't have known about tension and compression if I didn't take a class on it. Andrew Park's class was really helpful in identifying those folds.
Yeah. I've noticed that some costume drawing classes emphasize the 7 basic folds a lot, while others, they don't really talk about the 7 basic folds that much, but they talk a lot about like tension and compression, and I find them both really useful.
Yeah.
7 basic folds is kind of like a cheat sheet for what tends to show up. And then tension and compression is almost like what is causing the underlying 7 basic folds in a particular image or in a particular like costume.
Yeah.
I find them very useful because like the 7 basic folds in and of themselves, like you see them, but it's not like inherent a lot of the time why they're happening.
Right.
I think combining both is really, really, really nice because you could go, oh, here's a tension point and it's causing a diaper fold with this other tension point over here. And then, oh, there's compression going on the ground because of, say, it's bunching up, and or maybe like, oh, this pant leg right here has got some zigzag folds because of the compression.
Mm-hmm.
And there are tension folds and compression folds. Like the 7 basic folds can be categorized into 2 separate groups. The tension ones and the compression ones. Like zigzag folds, 100% compression. But like a tension fold, like a pipe fold is a tension fold. A diaper fold is a tension fold.
I would also like just do a bunch of clothing studies. Like if you struggle with clothes,
oh my gosh, yeah.
Solve it, like the way how you're going to solve it is just doing the clothing studies. And like if you have a particular pose, like if you're, let's say, drawing a piece from imagination, you're like, I can't draw the clothes. Well, it's because you don't have a point of reference. So I would try to find examples of the outfit in a particular pose that you want, and then like draw it like 10 times and then see what you grasp from it. Like here, folds can also describe what's happening with the body. Like here, the body's slightly twisting, and these folds describe that movement right in here. So like I can kind of tell because I see the fold starting from here but ending here. So like, why is this happening? Well, it's because they're turning slightly. Shows a slight bit of twist. So when you know that that's what's happening, it makes it a lot easier to draw. Everything else can be straight for the most part, but then there could be a little bit of curvature. And that can feel more dynamic. So like, imagine if I just made everything straight. Technically that could happen, but it will feel a little bit flat. It will just kind of feel like, kind of samey, right? So instead, this person or this photographer decided, you know what, let's turn the pose a little bit to make this more dynamic, to make something happening within the folds. And then so when you draw it, you're like, oh yeah, like there's something happening. That's fun. And then folds also like to transition from like one fold to another. So like a section of cloth can be like really twisting, but then it gradually gets straighter. That's something that I'll notice as well. That's why like when you're drawing skirts, one side can be really dynamic, but then as it transitions to something that's a little bit more like still, it starts to lose a bit of that dynamic movement and kind of straighten out. So a lot of drawing clothes is about story within the movement. That makes sense. Do we have a Discord? Yes. You can find our Discord
in the link in our
profile. Yep. Bless you. And by the way, we also have live classes coming up. We have a figure drawing and anatomy class coming up in February. Their signups are open, which you can find on our website there as well, drawanime.com. It is the teal button. You can find all the information there, or you can ask questions here. But yeah, we're trying to fill up the class. We got like how many spots left? Like 12 spots left.
Yes. Is there a website where you can pull a catalog of poses? There's some. Croquis Cafe is pretty popular. Line of Action has a decent amount of free poses. Where was that other question? What would the color of the lightest part be for black clothing with harsh-ish lighting? That depends on your camera exposure, but it will generally be quite dark. 100% depends on the exposure of your camera. It could be very light or it could be very dark. Usually it would be pretty dark under most circumstances. The answer is it depends, and it would be relative to other parts. It would look believable if it's consistent with everything else. If it's like consistently treated within the same way as other things. That's one of the difficult parts, is like there is no straight answer.
Yeah. Because like you can have, like, I'm just gonna draw like a quick example here. I've definitely seen artists who will, you know, it just depends on like what you want to achieve, right? So like I've definitely seen artists wear their black shirts are more exposed for the darks. Let me just do this really quick. So they'll make the dark side a little bit lighter, so we can see like a lot more nuance, a lot more like, oh, look at these like really interesting folds. But then on the lit side, they'll actually make it like way lighter, but they'll kind of like overexpose it. And sometimes I'll see even like really high contrast, darker shirts that could still work. Right? So like this is all overexposed, no detail, but this one has more detail and more nuance. But it still feels like a black shirt. Like you can argue about that. Maybe this might be a little bit too light.
Well, you have white in the background, so
that's true.
Affecting things a bit.
That is true.
Like the context of your environment is really important as well.
Yeah.
Like generally black is like clothing is going to be used as a silhouette thing. Like black clothing really makes silhouette stand out. So people, when they wear black clothing, a lot of the time it's because they want you to focus on the silhouette rather than the inside details.
It's like a statement.
Yeah, it definitely is. But it's gonna depend on your exposure of your camera. It's gonna depend on the lighting, the environment. It stays proportional though. Like the value of the light for the shadow stays proportional percentage wise to like other colors in the shot. Because that to me feels very gray.
Yeah, it's probably too gray, so I would darken it a lot and make it feel black. Now that feels black. That feels like a black shirt now. I think Reno Tuna does black shirts really well.
Yeah, very good.
Look at this. This is like a nearly black shirt. But like the highlights, I would say like sunlight. Oh my gosh. That's like an almost black shirt.
I don't know. I didn't see it very well.
Here you go.
I don't need to see it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a black shirt.
Yeah, it's a black shirt. But like everything's really, really dark. Even the lightest light is still like a 70% or 80% gray. And then everything else is just black. So this is under like sunlight, which is generally, can be considered harsh lighting.
Yeah, sunlight is very harsh lighting.
Yeah. So, that's another example. Any tips on running and looking back? I don't know, every time I draw the face to neck, it looks like the neck is too thick or elongated. Running and looking back? Do you mean like a running and looking back pose? Let's pose this guy. So he's looking back.
Yeah, just remember, like, half to black. On the last subject we were talking about. If you want to paint something that looks black, it has to stay proportional between the light and the shadow. So generally, you could start with a starting point of half to black, which is basically, it comes from industrial design. If you have a value scale from white to black, right? Like, let's just say that this up here is white, and this down here is black, and here's like your middle point. If you have a value, the shadow side in direct sunlight is generally going to be halfway. So halfway between the value of your sphere, like let's say, this maybe right here is the color of this sphere. Halfway between black and the local value is a good starting point. So we'll choose this, and it would be about that, see? But if it's darker, you're starting much, much, much further down here, right? You might even be starting like here.
It's very compressed.
So your shadow side would be halfway between this local value and black. This comes from industrial design. This is kind of like a little rule of thumb that people tend to use. But this assumes certain conditions. So you really just want to use this as a starting point and then you adjust from there. Because you go, if you have a whole bunch of bounce light down here, right? Like if I've got a really light panel that's bouncing up a bunch of light, this is probably going to end up getting a lot lighter. So I would no longer be half to black. But starting point is really good. So it doesn't take into consideration your environmental factors that much. Like it takes into them consideration like a little bit, but every environmental factor is different. Like if you were in space, your shadows are this.
The moon.
Right? If you're in space, you don't have bounce light, so your shadows are that. If you're, an industrial designer and you're learning the basics of like product rendering, you're going to start with something like half to black. So just remember, this is proportional, right? This gray value right here goes further down than this dark value does, right? It's like, It's like that. And if it's a white sphere, like, you know, we can even just take these and we can put, say, a third sphere in here. Maybe we'll just like shrink it a bit, right? Let's make this like very light. Well, what would the shadow be of this one? Well, it would be halfway between
that
white
and black.
Yeah. Why can't I see my mouse on here?
No idea. Oh, that's weird.
It's like glitchy or laggy or something.
Weird.
Oh, there it goes. Halfway between that and black. So maybe we could choose about right there, right? So it might be about that
Oh.
as a starting point, right? We'll do a little bit prettier of a job.
And it's interesting because that's like very close to the background tone.
Yep.
Blends in.
And you'll get that sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
right? We could bump it up like a little teeny tiny bit if we want.
IG? You mean like our Instagrams?
Like that.
We don't really post anything on our Instagram, so not much you're missing there.
Right? You could bump it up just a little bit if you want to account for a little bit of that bounce light. So it's like, again, it's half the black can be a starting point.
Is it true that you shouldn't use pure black or white on paintings? If so...
Not at all. It depends on what you're going for. There's a lot of people who use black. Generally speaking, a lot of people try and avoid it. But you can do whatever you want. I mean, look at, like, who's that guy that Lemler really likes?
I don't know. There's a lot of people that he likes.
The still life. She gave us the book.
Oh.
You can 100% use pure black or pure white. It depends on what you're going for.
I don't remember.
Most people tend to try and avoid it because it's the most extreme. But if someone says you should or you shouldn't, I don't necessarily think that's true. Like, look at look at some of Marcos Mathieu, his work, right? This could be a painting. Like, imagine if this was made with like paint, right? Imagine if this was made with paint. He would use black and it would still look sick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can do whatever you want. If it's very graphical, you know, like, obviously this guy has rock solid foundation. I'm not saying ignore foundation. I'm saying, like, be very wary of absolutes or do and don't, because art is about context. And if you're going for some particular effect, you can use whatever you want.
Yeah.
Comic artists use black all the time. But I do 100% like agree. Like, most painters try to avoid it. But it's just because they're not going for that effect.
Right. I think it's more of like, if used not very wisely, it can make the painting look very, very extreme. Like, you got like extreme whites and extreme darks.
Yeah.
Which can like kind of sometimes kill your painting. But like, once again, if you want to like maintain a balance with your painting, like you want like very delicate values, then that's the different purposes, right?
So yeah, if you're wondering about like what would the shadow of black or whatever be, I would start with like half the black as the starting point. That would work pretty well. There you go, right? I don't even need to soften that really. So the distance between this value and this value is shorter than this value and this value, and that's shorter than this value and this value because it's a proportional thing. Half of 100 is more than half of 25, and that's more than half of 10, right? So just be aware that like when you're getting really, really dark, the distance between the light side and the shadow side tends to be a lot less.
Mm-hmm.
And that has to do with like, you know, painting and lighting and shading different values and materials and stuff. Of course, this all goes out the window if this is like a metal ball, right?
Yeah.
So you have to consider the material as well. Like if this was a steel ball, this would all go out the window because the steel is just going to be a reflection or a diffusion of the environment around it, whereas this is going to retain much more of its own color.
So instead of black, the color of the clothes would be a dark gray.
You could make it black if you want. It's more the principle, right?
Yeah.
It would be dark. You can totally make it black. Just be aware that it's like, if you want to achieve the effect, the distance has to be short, right? If the lit side is like here, then the dark side would be here. I would use a dark gray, but again, if it's nighttime, I might just go straight to black or my darkest value, right? I may have a self-imposed rule set in my painting that I will not go to black, and so therefore black in my painting is just a really dark gray, and then that would be the black in my painting, right? Like that's the thing. It's like, you could use black. Like, who's to say you don't just buy a darker paint and then that becomes the black, and the black that you're using isn't actually black.
That's so true.
Right? There's like those paints out there that are like the darkest paint that reflect like the least amount of light. So like, you could use black and then you could get an even darker paint, and it's like, oh, I didn't use black. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't use
like,
Mars black. I mean, it's so interesting because like if it's like traditional paint, you'll have like different kinds of blacks because it's not like a pure black. There's like a tint. Like Mars black is a warm black. Jet black is a cool black, and you can only really get that because it's not really pure black. It's like slightly lighter.
Yeah, it depends on what effect you're going for, on what statement you're going for.
Yeah, and I would say
design, like it's up to you as the artist in your own decision making process. What you tend to get is beginners without a lot of experience will hear advice online from someone better than them, and then they will regurgitate that and say, don't use this, and they'll say it with authority as if they know what they're talking about, when in reality, you talk to any of like the really high level artists, and like a lot of the time they'll just be like, oh, what's the intention, or what do you want to do? So like it always comes down to, what's the effect that you want? What is the effect that you want?
Yeah. Sometimes what I'll notice is, if you do use pure white and pure black in like a image with a bunch of values, just keep in mind that if you want to turn to color, anything that is pure white or pure black will not really have a color, because white absorbs, or white reflects all the color and black absorbs it. So I will notice that, like, sometimes I'll have pure black or pure white in my paintings, and when I'll try to like do a bit of color balance, let me think, can I do that in here? What if I did color balance here? See, like, look at that. No color showing on the black because there's just no color to pick from. But like the gray, but with the gray, it's like, yeah, you can have color in it.
Yeah. I would recommend in most situations, probably avoid pure black and pure white. However, most situations, it is probably safe to avoid it. Yeah. However, there are going to be certain circumstances, like, who's to say you're not doing a painting that's very overexposed, and so all of your lights are blown out to pure white, or it's underexposed, and all of your darks, like, look at like a what do they call, like a noir film or something, right? Like, they have tons and tons and tons of black in there, and it's because it's the effect. But generally speaking, you probably best avoid it in most situations. And that's where like the advice comes from. It's like, don't use white, don't use black. It's like,
I think when you can control the value, you can use white or black or do whatever you want.
In more than 50% of common situations, that would be true. But every painting is unique. Every painting has its own things that make it work. And what ends up happening is you hear a bunch of advice like that as a beginner, and as you improve, you may, like, I honestly think the thing that creates the most interesting and fun styles is the freedom to explore and try stuff. Try stuff, experiment, like, work really hard on foundation, learn your dimensional drawing and rendering and color theory, but don't like think in terms of absolutes, because you may find something you really like or you think is cool.
Yeah.
How to draw impact frames? I talked about that a little while back, didn't I?
I think so. Did you do like a
with like hatching and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like when something like hits something else, right? I don't remember.
Or is it like more like an action? Yeah. What do you mean by impact frame? Just so it's easier to do that. It's easier and just answer the question.
Is it a good idea to start drawing by tracing other art? Generally, no. Generally, you're not going to learn very much from it. There are particular tracing assignments, and in the past, I've said I've never found a tracing assignment that teaches you a lot. I actually recently was taking a class, and he was teaching how to draw horses, and he was drawing a very simplified three-dimensional wireframe over the top, and he traced it on, and then he went on the side and drew the same volumes and wireframes without tracing, and I thought that was actually a pretty good assignment. Very specific. I wouldn't trace unless you get a very specific lesson on how to approach it from someone who is a teacher. Just because you tend to learn nothing most of the time. Because like beginners don't know what to look for. And this is coming from someone, like, I've been teaching for a really long time. Like, I've been working professionally for a really long time. I'm not like talking about like a beginner got slightly less of a beginner by doing a bunch of tracing, because it's like, I just think there's better assignments.
You're thinking long term.
I'm thinking long term, and I'm talking in terms of like, will you learn absolutely nothing from tracing? Probably not. Would you learn more by not tracing? I 100% think so in most like circumstances. Like if you did 100 figure drawings and you traced every single one, or let's just say 1,000 figure drawings and you traced all of them, would you have been better off doing 1,000 figure drawings that weren't traced? I think yes, in every single situation. Would you not improve at all from the tracing? No, like you'd probably improve a little bit. You'd improve way more if you used the reference and checked proportions and were measuring and everything.
I wonder if there's like a cute little art test that they could do for themselves. Like maybe it's like you can do an experiment where you're like, okay, I'm going to draw 10 figures or 10 poses with construction, and then another 10 poses but just like by tracing. And then you can do like another drawing afterwards and be like, which one did you feel like helped you the most? I guess, I don't know. Which one helped you to actually draw the body more confidently without relying on a photo or tracing? Because I feel like tracing is attractive because like when you trace, it's like
it allows
yeah,
to draw something that you think looks good very quickly.
Yeah.
But does it actually teach you more than a different assignment? I just don't think so.
Yeah. And when we like say tracing, the amount of tracing that we think is, oh, we mark, like for me, when I trace something for reference, I'll be like, I'll just mark in red. I'll be like, okay, I see this, I see this, I see this, and I see this. I see this pattern. Like that's the only amount of tracing I'll kind of do, because like I'm not using it to like actually trace line by line. I'm doing it to understand the image. And then once I have it, then I'm like, okay, I kind of keep it there, and then I'll just redraw it. I'll be like, okay, I'll reconstruct it, and based off of this, I see, oh, okay, I'm gonna kind of redo this part, but with a new understanding, right? So now I'm like, oh, so that's how the folds work. So that's how to simplify, or how I could draw this thing. But it's not like fully tracing an image, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And I'm not talking about like the morality of it at all. Like
yeah.
If you've got the rights to use an image, you're allowed to trace it to your heart's content with there's nothing immoral about it. If I take a photograph of my hand, I can trace it till the cows come home, and it's completely fine. It is my intellectual property. I have a photo that I have the legal rights to use in any way, shape, or form. I'm strictly talking about from like is it more effective practice standpoint. I'm not talking about like, oh, is tracing right or wrong? It's like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like, does it teach you more than something else?
Yeah.
I think there are tracing assignments that can be effective in very specific situations where there's good guidance.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Nuance. I think nuance is key here.
Definitely. there are some very good tracing assignments that can be used in very specific cases with a good teacher who explains the assignment and has the students approach it in a specific way. Definitely. I've taken a couple of them. We don't do any animation,
No.
so I can't give you any advice on that.
I would say find your favorite fight scenes in an anime and pause and study those.
Some manhwa artists use models to trace. Is it for speed? I can almost assure you it's for speed.
It's for speed.
If they're actually
really good, you know.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm happy to be proven wrong. Like if you become a professional artist by primarily doing tracing, like I will 100% be like, you know, I know this person who is at a very high level and they primarily use tracing. I'm talking about like getting to the professional level at art, assignments that teach you more than others. Like I'm totally fine with like I'm all about finding better and faster ways to improve. I just haven't seen it.
Open-mindedness, yeah. Like
Yeah.
I think we're both very open-minded.
Yeah.
Like if we see something
I
that like
just wanna
fully goes
teach people how to draw, and I want to figure out the most effective way to do it.
Yeah.
But I've been teaching for a really long time, and I have a very, very, very large group of people that I know that I have known since before they were ever working professionally, before they even started drawing. And now a lot of those people are working at like Blizzard and Riot and on movies, and not a single one of them is like, dude, tracing, oh my gosh, it had helped so much.
I would say the closest thing that could ever be for tracing isn't really tracing. It's like the bark plates.
Bark plates is really good.
Yeah.
But like, for example, I was watching this, I was taking a class on animal drawing, right? Horse. And the guy took a picture of a horse. This is the one that I did a study of recently. He took a picture of an animal like this. And he went, we're going to break this down. Of course, this guy has really strong fundamentals, right? This guy has good perspective skills. This guy has good design skills. He's literally a professional artist who's worked for a long time. And what he does is he traces over it, but he feels out the form. And so he's not like tracing details and doing any of that kind of thing. He's going, what is the main volume of this? Right? We've got this here, kind of going up and around here. And he's tracing the volume on it, right? And he's tracing the volume on it. This is not like the picture that he used. This is a picture that I did a study of a while back, or yesterday, I guess. Right? And he'll go like, what is this form? This main form. Ignoring details entirely. Ignoring details, right? Here's this. Here's this. Here's this. But this would be tracing, but this isn't the assignment. This is just the beginning of the assignment.
Mm-hmm.
And then after he's done doing this, right? Like, you got the leg. Like, this comes out and down. Like, this is whatever this is. Is it the butt?
Probably the glutes.
Or the glutes of some kind, right? And then, like, this is a cylinder going back in space. And this is a cylinder coming down, right? Cylinder coming towards us. We'll put some form lines on it. This. And then, to take this and, like, reconstruct it using volumes. I think tracing assignments where you basically trace over in order to help you ignore details and emphasize form and proportion and design. I think those sorts of things can work great.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely seen successful
practices.
Yeah, successful practices, right? Where you're just like, okay, here's that form of the neck. And then they just do this like a lot of times, you know? And they're like, okay, and I'm not an animal artist by any means. Like, that's why I'm taking classes on it, right? And it's like, okay, here's this part. And there's this part here. It kind of goes up and around, and we've got this. I wouldn't even really consider this a tracing assignment, though. This is more like a breakdown. It's like a diagrammatic way to approach something. Like, when I see people trace most of the time, they're like just straight up drawing on top of it in order to like copy like the details and stuff. We got this, you know, maybe this will come around. We've got this coming out, going down here, and here. Like, I think this is great to do. Right? And we like keep an eye on our proportions, right? We've got like that going on. The horse, these faces, they tend to look like that.
Ah,
I've noticed that they tend to look like that. And there's also, now this is kind of like almost exclusively a side view, but we could get like a little bit of perspective in there. Right? We could just put the eye in. We'll just make him like
Oh,
like
okay.
Like, ooh.
Oh, okay. Bedroom eyes.
Evil horse.
Evil horse.
You know, we can, I don't know, do some stuff like that.
I love that.
I think assignments like this are totally fine. For sure. But like most beginners would have no idea how to do this. They wouldn't know what to look for. Like, this is a form drawing assignment for sure. You know, there's that horse leg thing, and then this one comes back, and I'm like, okay, this is a cylinder coming forward. Here's this butt thing, right? Remember that that video on TikTok that was like, there was like an owl, and the girl's like videotaping, and she's like, oh my gosh, look at his butt, and like turns around and looks right at the camera.
That was creepy. That was funny.
Like this. And I took one assignment from Will Weston, and he had people trace, but again, it was a really, really specific.
It was like assisted.
It was a very specific assignment that is given in a limited quantity, and it's very carefully taught. Because, like, the last thing you want to do is give beginners, like, the freedom to
not cut corners.
Just go off and, like, trace, because they'll all come back with like they haven't learned anything.
Yeah.
You know, I'd do something like this and like really, really feeling out those volumes, and then this comes down. And then this tail comes around, and we've got like the hoof and all that. And I don't draw horses. I don't know what any of this stuff is really yet.
Honestly, that looks pretty good.
Right, and then we got like the hoof thing, whatever that is. There's like that. And so it's like the tracing was used as a tool to help me ignore details and look at main forms. And then it's like, you know, part 1 is this and part 2 is this. And then I would take those same forms and try to draw it again. There was a particular assignment that Will Weston gave, I think it was, a long time ago, that had some tracing in it, and I thought it was kind of smart. So what he had people do, it's so hard to find old shacks that aren't AI now.
Oh.
You know, let's just choose.
Everything's AI.
Oh my. Okay. Are you gonna? Thank you. So like, you would trace something like this, and you would actually go in and design on top. So like you'd get a lesson, and he'd go, okay, like you've got this line right here, but what if we made it more interesting? And we've got this perspective right here, but what if we made it more interesting? Right? And we've got this line right here, and we've got like shingles, and so what if we actually designed a line on the roof. I've only seen him give this assignment like once though, so I don't know how much he actually likes it.
I feel like it's like a good guide because it's like you're taking like something that's, it's like you're modifying the original.
Yeah.
And I find that this kind of exercise is like, okay, I see the original. How can I actually modify it? And then you'd like draw it afterwards.
You could come in here and like change these, and you're like really thinking about the design. But like a beginner would never know how to do this. Like they would need a specific assignment, like to think about like a flow of the silhouette. Like you got to be taught that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they'll give. It was kind of like this, and then you know you can create like an eye path on the roof. So it's like this is just a photograph, right? But we can take this photograph and we can go, if this were a drawing, how would we design it? We would want to design an eye path into it. So maybe these shingles at the bottom will make them pretty, like maybe we'll kind of have an eye path that's like this, right? And so we'll detail the shingles that go along this eye path in order to draw people's attention down. Like that. So it's almost like you're modifying a picture in order to learn, but none of this is for posting on social media. Like this is strictly for like
your own study.
Yeah, for like your own study. And then after you do this sort of thing, you would go and draw your own from imagination. Like you would 100% draw your own from imagination. Like I literally just saw like this. Like this is a student this is student work of Will Weston's. This is one of his students.
Wow.
And so like this is a shack, and this
really
is from like this is from probably like reference, but none of these are traced for sure.
Wow,
Like,
these are great.
These are not traced at all. These are, but you can see how much personality, because you know the photo of this shack did not look like that. It was just like, you know.
Yeah, it's probably just something very
It was
normal
like this.
looking.
This guy added a lot of personality and gesture to it. And so it's sort of what you would do in this assignment, which is like, how do I add personality and gesture to it? Okay, now I'm going to draw this from imagination, construct it, and go, you know. But like, again, whether this is more effective or not, I think it is just a way to teach. I've taken many, many, many classes by a lot of teachers who have never once gave a tracing assignment, and their students went on to become like, you know, Disney artists and DreamWorks artists and all kinds of stuff. Like they're wildly successful, assuming they, you know, did the work and practice. Can make the silhouette more interesting.
But it's like, that's, I mean, kind of a little bit off topic, but like that's also why I'm not super worried about when people like steal artwork, because they can never get a job like.
Well, you steal art and get hired, and then you get fired on the first thing they task you to draw.
Yeah, which basically means like you couldn't really do it anyways. Like that's why I'm not worried. It's like you have to have a little level of credibility, like skill wise, to enter these kind of jobs and stuff.
Yeah, and like you could
Ooh.
simplify all this.
That looks like a.
And come in here and.
You did a lot of drawings of houses and stuff for like
gosh,
FZD.
yeah. And I did a lot of this kind of stuff on my own as well. Like you can come down here and think graphically about it. I don't particularly think that this would be any better than just observationally doing it, because then you're like I'm not practicing perspective at all right here, because I'm not forced to think about perspective. I'm not practicing like proportional measuring, because I don't have to proportionally measure. Like I can just trace over top. I'm not thinking about a lot of stuff that I could be getting kind of like passive drawing experience on. But you definitely learn something from this. I just don't know if it's more than something else.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyways, merge.
I like that.
I think this assignment's great though. The learning from this assignment doesn't come from the tracing though. It comes from this part. This part just helps you see it. This part is where you actually learn. Say like, this horse doesn't look that bad.
It looks very graceful. Volume is just for digital, right? What do you mean by volume?
Volume?
Do you mean like drawing in volumes? Because that works for both digital and traditional.
No, it's just dimensional drawing.
Yep.
Right, what is this thing, mane coming off?
Looks like in the main,
Like-
yeah.
Like that sort of thing. No, this is like, my proportions and stuff are kind of wonky. Like anybody who draws horses would probably go, this dude, this is not, this
I
is
would
not
say
it.
it's close enough. Wow, I actually can't believe like how big horse heads are.
They're
like
big.
they're
I probably drew
big.
mine too big. But yeah, they are big.
Maybe a little bit, but like even then I can still see it was still working. I like how different artists can use the same reference and draw different results, yet conserving the reference soul at the same time.
Yeah, that's like the design part for sure.
Yeah, that looks good.
And I know I haven't been looking at any chat. I've just been kind of
Oh, it's fine. I'm looking at it.
drawing. There we go. Right, this is more triangular. Kind of like that. We got a big lump here, some sort of a joint thing, you know.
Kneecap.
Joints are crazy looking. And then what people would do is they would erase this out, go over it, and they would draw like a full-on écorché over top.
That's the stuff.
So you're like getting like 2, 3, 4 amount the times of practice from the same thing, like simplifying forms, drawing the main volumes, and then number 3, you just copy paste this over, erase a lot of it, and turn this into an écorché study.
Heck yeah. That's what I did a lot for figure drawing or just learning the anatomy.
Anatomy écorché. And so, you know, you could just go in here and straight up get your references, which this is
crazy.
This is
stuff.
Chinese to me 'cause I don't know almost anything about horse
Horse study stream.
Look at where their latissimus dorsi is, bro.
Bro.
Trapezius.
Wow. Okay. Like if you know the anatomy and stuff, like this stuff is
Okay,
pretty
here's their
familiar.
triceps.
Wow, the triceps there? I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Flexors. That makes sense. Extensors. Okay.
And then you could do comparative anatomy.
Yeah, there's comparative anatomy classes out there. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, you collect a little bit of écorché reference. That's cool. You know, and then it's like, I mean, in the very beginning, this is going to be like just a clown show.
But it's okay for it to be a clown show.
Yeah, and I would certainly bring up the original reference as well and put it on full opacity so I could see the volumes of it. This would be how I would learn how to draw like horses and stuff. I would break down the volumes. Where the heck? Where is it all? There it is. And I would take this, I'd probably use my levels to try to get a little bit clearer view. There we go. Stick them over here. Like you can see all these muscles. Like I'm more interested in like the main muscle masses. Like what is this? Right? What's going on here? Like what is this main volume here doing? How does this work exactly? That's what I would try to investigate. I wouldn't be too worried about like the little things. Okay. That's kind of cool. And I would just drag it like right over top. Probably want to flip this one. Horsey.
Horsey beans.
Yeah, that's crazy. Cheek. That's cool. Okay.
Wow. That looks
Kinda
like a
look
big,
at it a
long
little bit.
sternocleidomastoid.
Yeah, that's cool. It does look really cool. So this honestly feels like it comes down and like this is almost like the main mass. What the heck? What are all these layers up here, bro? Oh, that's that stuff.
Just merge everything.
I'm gonna merge everything. Wait, no, I don't want to merge everything because I got your.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'll just make like a new layer on top. And then I would go in here and do a little bit of écorché stuff. Like this kind of comes down and is like. And this is gonna look, it would look terrible like the first 10 times you do it. because you're just getting like your bearings.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently it's like that, and then there's this one. It's kind of like this lump right here. You got this coming through on the front. Maybe like that. Okay, the brachialis. That's cool.
Okay.
So that lump has a couple of them. It's kind of like this. This one I actually find right here is more helpful to me.
That feels like more defined.
Yeah, center line. These are kind of like go down there like that. Getting your muscles up in there. Here's that like knee.
You know, I feel like your these drawings kind of give me like a Proco aesthetic. It's kind of nice. This helps me out so much. Awesome. I think it's nice to see when artists like study, because you're like, oh, so how do they break things down, and how do they reverse engineer stuff?
So it looks to me like the trapezius. So I see something interesting, and I would just try to make these observations as you go. Like, you got the net coming down here like this, but then you have this part that then splits into this part. This to me feels like the trapezius. Like, you get this separated separate piece that comes off, right? And that makes sense, because that's what the traps do on like the human body as well, right? They're here, and it kind of creates that shoulder area, and we can trapezius, splenius, I don't know that muscle, deltoideus, I wonder if that's like deltoid. Dettoideus, deltoideus. Interesting. Latissimus dorsi. Okay, that would make sense. External abdominal obliques. Okay, so there's your obliques down there. I'm just going to focus on like the shoulders for now. Okay, there's that. And this one kind of goes around. It looks like, what's that muscle that's popping out right here? This one looks like this one, which is probably brachiocephalicious. What the heck? Who came up with a word that long? Like, imagine being someone who came up with a word that long. Like, do I think it's super important to learn all these muscles? Like, not really. But, like, I want to at least be familiar with them. Like, there's a difference between doing them 0 times and not knowing anything, and doing them, like, 10 or 20 times and just kind of being somewhat familiar-ish with them. So you've got some kind of form coming back here. That's kind of neat. This, like, comes down and around. And then this one is like on the back, and you've got this coming around. Let's like chop the head and not really care about what's going on there. We'll just kind of leave this. If I were to do a study stream, it would look like this, by the way. Sketching volumes is so hard. Yeah, it's like one of the most fundamental skills for drawing. Is there a specific setting you use to make the brush look grainy? No, it's just in the brush. It just has grain in the texture itself. You can get this brush for free on our site. You can get it for free on our Discord server. Someone who hated their job came up with those long names. Yeah, someone who really, really knew the root language and just basically went, the muscle that's attached to this, that's attached to that, that's on the right side, and it's really long, and it's just one word that means all that. Bi-hat spider. We've been considering just doing some study streams like this. Brush, yeah. I so don't know anything about animal drawing. It's really exciting to me to tackle a completely new subject because like your learning curve is so fast. When you like the more you know, like if there's like 0 and 100, like you know 100 things, you know 0 things, and you're like right here. If you learn one new thing, it's like boop, like that. If you learn like another new thing, it's like this. So it feels very slow. But when you know 0 things about a subject, to go to 1 is a huge increase, is like an infinite increase. The less you know, the more each individual thing like feels like a big deal. So when people are really burnt out to art, I a lot of the time will suggest tackle a completely new subject matter without any expectations. No expectations, new subject. You learn like 10 new things very quickly. You learn so much and you feel good about yourself because you're like, wow, I got a lot better. It's like when you have your mom play a video game or something, or someone who doesn't play any video games, like they're like, how do I move? And then you teach them how to move and they're like, oh, okay, that's fun. They're like, how do I jump? Oh, okay. And they're like, wow, this is kind of fun. I can actually get around a little bit. And then they're like, you find them later and they're just like kind of running into a wall. Christina's actually good at playing games though. She's great at it. My mom's not. She don't play any games or anything. She plays this game where she has to organize these colored circles into different vials and stack them all. It's kind of like this. And it's like an organizing game. She plays it so much on her phone. I just have like the front muscles of the horse too. Like I don't need a whole... Okay, so this shape right here, I'm guessing is the lats. So it kind of comes out from behind this mass. This right here, I'm thinking is the lats, the latissimus dorsi. See, here's that shape. And then there's that. So this to me, I think this is probably the lats right here. 7. Okay, tricep goes over that. Triceps. Okay, so these are both triceps right here.
Oh, okay. Well, there's 3 muscles in triceps, right?
Yeah. And so that one, this is going to be the triceps. This is going to be like the infraspinatus or something. And those are going to go up and behind there. And this... I probably have some of these things not right in here, but that's fine. It's just the first time.
I like it when you say that's just the first time.
It's your first best guess. People are so afraid of doing things wrong that they just won't even try at all. Like, I don't know what the heck a horse anatomy is. Like, I've been doing it for 7 minutes. Like, give yourself a break. So that's cool. Does that like come over there?
It looks like it. What is that one? Pronator teres? No, it's not.
That's actually the brachialis.
Oh, that's the brachialis. Okay.
That's literally.
I guess that makes sense.
Muscle.
Yeah, it's the. Yeah, it is. It makes sense because it's like between the deltoid and the tricep.
Yeah, dude, I would love to take a comparative anatomy class. My chest
Cheers.
making noises reminds me I need a drink.
Drawing cats are easier than horses. Well, I would say I've never drawn a horse, and I don't see horses that often, so if I mess up on a horse, it's not that bad. But if I mess up on a cat, and everyone loves cats.
There's like some sort of a muscle that's like down here. And then there's another, this is the external oblique, and it's kind of coming up like this.
I like how those connect. Is that the serratus anterior down there?
What?
Those, oh, I guess they're not.
Intercostals.
Intercostals.
Honestly, if I took a comparative anatomy class, they might just be like, oh yeah, it's called this on an animal, but it's called this on a human.
Oh,
and we might just be
okay.
like, oh, okay.
Let me look that up. Whoops. Intercostals.
So this is all form drawing, by the way. Like, all I'm really doing is just doing, you know, some form drawing. I feel like this honestly comes up a lot more. I feel like we've got something right here.
Oh, well, we do have intercostals, actually.
Really? Oh, yeah, those ones. Intercostals, innermost. Okay.
So they're the muscles that are like between the ribs. Oh.
Whatever the heck, though. Like, why would it need to pull your ribs together? I don't know, but it does, I guess.
Makes CPR even more scary.
Okay. So we got that, and then like right here are these intercostals, apparently. And they kind of look like this. I don't know how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just put like 4 in there because that's what I see. See, this looks pretty
that
cool.
looks good.
Is it right? I don't know. I've been drawing horses for 7 minutes. But maybe when I draw 70 horses, maybe I'll be like, yeah, that doesn't really look right anymore. I feel like drawing is like an accent. Like, you're new to the language, you don't really know you have an accent, but then when you've been speaking a language for 20 years, you're like, oh, I need to say the word that way. Oh, this muscle goes like this. Okay. Honestly, I should probably draw the form lines of this like this instead, maybe. And then you'll find out like years later that you've been doing something like wrong all along, and you're just like, why didn't I just take like a mentorship? Wasted so much time. That's kind of cool. So there's 2 muscles. These are both the triceps right here, and they sort of hook around behind this. That's sick.
That's cool.
People are like, how do I learn anatomy? This is literally how I'd learn anatomy. Like, except this would be a human.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be like, I don't know. Deltoid? So why do I see a deltoid, bruh, right here? Deltoid does. That's not deltoid. Is this the deltoideus?
Deltoideus?
Deltoideus. What the heck does that mean? And why don't I see it on here? That's this.
Is that it?
That's this muscle.
So what is it
here.
called there? Infraspinatus.
What the hell? Why are they different?
I don't know.
Maybe there's like names for the groups, and there's names because like this is triceps, right? But there's a split right here, and then there's this one and this one. Triceps brachialis something or another, and then tricep brachii long head. That's definitely the long head.
We sound like
nerds. Not like nerds. We sound like the opposite.
Like
of
like a medical student.
Like a medical student. What am I looking at here? Just be lucky this isn't like you unconscious. Like we're like performing a surgery on you. We're just, what is this? Why does it squish?
What's this muscle again? We gotta look at it like a manual. You guys are so helpful. Thank you.
I'm glad.
I'm glad.
Why does this thing squish here? What the heck?
Now I need to learn the anatomy of hallways.
Okay, I'm probably getting a little bit too wrapped up on some of this stuff, but anyways, that's like how I would study anatomy, right? It's like I would break something down. And by the way, I would do step 1 and 2 like 50 times. And I would kind of like get a feel. I would probably do step 1, 2, and 3 like 5 times, just so I can kind of get a feel for where some of the muscles are. And then I would do step 1 and 2 like 50 times. And once I get kind of comfortable with these volumes, I would stop doing step 1, and I would just do like step 2, and I'd look at references. But I'm telling you right now, like, this drawing over to simplify helps so much. To see volume, it helps so much.
You know, I feel like when I used to do more illustrations back then, I would treat it also like a study. I feel like I need to do that more often.
Yeah.
I need to start treating.
This looks sick.
That does look really cool.
All right, let's get some of the horse cheek muscle things in there.
Horse jowls.
Horse jubblies.
Cute little pouch.
I don't know anything about that, but I know for a fact that you tend to see these muscles sometimes, or like maybe they're like tendons or something.
That's cool.
Because like I'll see like horses making silly, goofy expressions, and I'll see those. I've watched enough TikTok to know horses look funny.
It's a good thing that horses don't know that they look funny, or else they would never do those expressions.
Animals in general don't know they look funny. Right? That's pretty sick. My reference doesn't go that far back. Okay, that's the triceps. That's that. Trapezius. What is this? Splenius.
Splenius.
Sounds like one of those drinks that claims to be healthy, but it's really not. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, honey, can you pick up some Splenius from the store?
What's that?
I don't know. It's this new like health food drink, and then there's like this big scandal years later where they're just like, oh, it's actually really bad for you, and it has like red 40 in it.
And then, if that was your mom, aunt, and grandma, they'll be like, oh, did you hear that Splenius is actually poisonous for you?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe, how is that legal? And everybody's like, oh yeah, it's been banned in Europe for like 10 years.
But like, that's crazy.
It's like that's literally what happens all the time. Like,
I love it.
What are you talking about? Like, I never drank that crap. It's banned in every country except the United States, like forever.
That's unbelievable.
Like it's not even legal to possess it. Like, is that the craziest thing though? There's like so many things in the States that is just like banned in every country, and like everybody's long known that it's like terrible for you, but over here we're just like, ooh, healthy drink.
If it's marketed as healthy, I don't know. Okay, well, it's good enough for me. I'll buy it.
Yeah.
That's so true, though. I mean, like... Everything's just marketing.
Okay, I'm reaching the limit of what I have available in front of me right now. Like this reference only goes back to here. It's like a partial écorché.
Yeah.
I would need to get like further back.
Full horse écorché.
Okay. Why is it always the front of the horse?
Oh, the way you said it was so funny. And
why is
there's not even écorchés. They're just... Oh, that's cool, actually.
That's sick, dude.
I mean, you could do the head.
Yeah, I don't care about horse heads that much. Oh, that one's good. Oh, that one's pretty good.
Oh,
okay. Now we're talking. Look at this.
This is when you find horse anatomy gold.
Horse anatomy.
Horse.
I don't have any stinking room for this. I would put this in a peer ref. I probably should, and then I would be able to use it all over the network on any computer. You know, I'm gonna do that actually.
Did you hear about them flipping the food pyramid?
Close.
I do know that the food pyramid just sucks. It's just not true at all.
The food pyramid is just this big lie that they've told us forever.
It should be reversed.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, bread and carbs and stuff is like the most important thing to have the most of.
Or like sugars.
Yeah.
Food pyramid.
They literally just like made it up, like they're with like nothing, like absolutely no. Oops, I don't want that. I like completely fabricated it from scratch. It was like always just a lie, and then everybody learns it. like, yes, this is what you should eat. Really? Who sponsored the
Bro,
food pyramid?
what? Mostly bread, bread, cereal, rice, and pasta on the bottom, which is the largest. Fruit and vegetables, and the meat is like the third. They're basically not wanting us to eat any meat, huh? Maybe that's a conspiracy.
I like my meat too much.
I do too.
Where is curry on the list? I want
nowhere.
curry, but bread. Actually, no, I like the food pyramid, dude. I love bread.
I would say like back then, when you had to have bread, and bread was actually good, like I'd be like, okay, that's fine. But like when you didn't have any meat available, kind of sucks.
I'm just organizing these into a pure ref file right now.
It's a good idea.
That's what I would do.
I was never taught the food pyramid.
Good.
Just focus on eating your fruits and veggies and meat and stuff.
I would look at like this kind of stuff. I honestly, in the very beginning, I would make like a pure ref or a reference file and just chuck any reference that seems like it would be useful. And as you get more experienced, you will absolutely go, yeah, that reference actually sucks. That person has no idea what they're doing. But you don't know in the beginning. So you just kind of have to take everything as if it might be important or it might be good. And like, you can usually tell when a reference is really good, but you'll get good enough at something to be like, yeah, that sucks. Like, this is like a nice little breakdown here.
Last is where's Alani on the list?
Yeah, for real.
Well, that's fun.
Like, this is a nice little simple volume breakdown. Because, like, something that's so important is, like, anatomy just is not that important. Simple volumes is way more important than anatomy, because that's what you see, that's what gets lit, that's what gets rendered. The anatomy, you can find specific reference to find like the little bumps and stuff, but like if you don't have the overall form of something, little details of muscles doesn't matter.
What do you do if you find a good reference but not from the angle you need? Find the angle you need and then combine the references, I guess.
Well, then it's not a good reference, I would say, probably. But like that's why like form and dimensional drawing is so incredibly useful as well. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna save that to pose.
That's good.
I like that angle as well. Probably not a great reference then.
Like it could be useful for other things, perhaps.
Yeah, like the more experienced you get with something, the more you will know. Like if you've been figure drawing for a long time, you can usually construct a figure from most angles. All right, we're getting off track with like horse.
We're getting to anime girls. I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's getting to like anime girls for some reason. Pinterest is weird like that. Like this, this is from the what's their name? Something Brothers, and here's like a page on horses. Horse basics, right? And look, all they focus on is like proportion and main volumes, because you can just use reference for the rest. Proportion and main volumes. See, they're able to draw.
Maybe we should make our posts like this
from almost any angle. Yeah, I want to get these guys books, but they're like only available on Kickstarter, and you have to like email someone, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna do all that work. The only way to get the books, encyclopedias coming to Kickstarter on a secret date. I'm like,
too much of
I'm just gonna screenshot your Instagram post and use it as reference. Sorry.
That's what I do most of the time, anyways.
Like I would straight up order all of these books if I could order them from somewhere, but I don't. Like that's great. Like 100%. This is so useful. And I would just gobble these all up, dude. Like hoovesies, heads. Looking at those main volumes. What is this? Okay, now we're getting into some interesting stuff. And I just dump all of this in a pure ref, and as I get better and my knowledge increases, I would organize them more or less, or get rid of some that I think kind of suck. I do that all the time. Like I'll tackle a new subject and be like, wow, that's really interesting. And then later on, I'll be like, that's actually not really very useful. And I'll get rid of it to keep stuff organized. It's pretty interesting, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice drawing there.
This one?
No, the one lower.
That one?
Middle.
That one?
Yeah. I think
kinda
that looks pretty gestural.
Why the heck does this feel like a morpho drawing?
Oh, is that a deer?
Ew. A doe?
A deer?
See, here's Vizine.
Oh, yeah.
These guys are really good, These guys are really good. Look.
What is that?
Oh
Oh
my
my gosh,
gosh,
you should draw
bro.
that. Oh my gosh, is that horse teeth?
That's
Oh my
crazy, dude.
gosh, draw that. You said you want to draw more funny and ugly stuff,
That
right?
is funny. That is really
Look at
funny,
idiot cat face up there.
dude. Dumb. That's really funny. How the heck? It's like this.
It's like a sock puppet.
It is like a sock puppet.
Horses are so pretty. I love it. Well, take a look at that one. Their teeth are insane.
I did say I wanted to get better at drawing really, really ugly stuff.
Is that why they call that buck teeth? Because bucks are horses, right?
Whoa. We're not ready for that conversation, dude. All right, let's get some.
Like buckaroo?
Let's properly get some perspective in here then. All right, so this. Where's this center line at? Maybe here.
I don't know what's going on with this horse.
We got this.
I can't imagine having horse vision. I mean, it'd be super
Horse
cool,
vision.
but like they see like almost 360, don't they?
They see pretty wide. They can't like see directly in front of them and behind them, right?
I guess.
Isn't horse
Is that why?
vision like here's the horse and it's like this?
So
like
is that
that
why
or
they have to have a
something?
human like lead them?
I don't know, but that's why you shouldn't walk up behind a horse and slap it on the butt because you're gonna get kicked.
You're gonna die. Maybe I should find a video that says horse vision.
A video? We could just find like an image probably.
Horse vision simulator.
Horse vision simulator, dude. I love these. They're so funny. Horses look so funny.
Oh, interesting.
I'm not gonna get distracted. Stop distracting me. What?
That, I guess.
Oh.
Bro, that's so trippy. Here, I'll show chat.
You want? There.
It's a horse vision simulator.
See,
I guess
like,
it looks like
and
that.
nerd out. Like when you're studying something, like just get interested in the subject you're studying. Like the point is not just to draw the subject well, it's to like learn about the world. So like look at stuff, like laugh, watch horses
Live, laugh,
biting
draw.
people. Like I don't know, dude. Like I think that's what's so fun about learning how to draw is it like gives you the ability to appreciate the world.
Well, is that what a horse eye looks like from close up?
Why did this want me to put it in the Miki folder? This
Miki will like that photo.
Pinterest wanted me to add this to the Miki folder.
She would think it's funny. They can't see behind. That's why you gotta be sure to keep your hand on them while going around the back while grooming them. Oh.
Yeah. Have you seen those desensitizing horses videos? No, but
What
I
is
know
that?
I know that we used to have a horse that you could shoot from. It was a roping horse.
You could shoot
Roni.
from? What do you mean shoot from?
You knew Roni. Like bang, 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 like a gun,
Oh.
like pistols and stuff. It was like trained.
Oh wow, to like not be scared of those sounds.
Yeah, like a big war horse. Horses are notoriously jumpy, which is kind of interesting because it's like you like so many people are like right into battle on horses, shooting guns and like cannons and stuff, and like it's like riding a bunch of cats into battle. They're like afraid of everything, but you're just like, oh, I feel like this would be a pretty good animal to go to war on. Like what the heck, dude?
They should have honey badgers instead.
Oh, that's so crazy. What? Okay, what am I doing now?
We're getting distracted again. This is
horse butt anatomy.
horse form or horse butt. Wait, form or
That's not
anatomy?
the butt that I was talking about.
Nope.
That's a pretty cool picture, though.
It is a cool picture. Horse gluteus anatomy.
What if I became a horse girl, chat? Would you be okay with that?
Does this mean we're gonna have to get a horse?
Yes. Science of creature design. Wait, maybe we could finally use this as an excuse to get some of Terrell Whitlatch's books.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh. Wait, this looks like Christian Nacorda stuff.
Ooh.
Or Michael Hampton stuff. Like, look at this image right here and tell me, like, this is not Michael Hampton stuff.
That's so Michael Hampton. That's definitely Michael Hampton.
This is so Michael Hampton. He does comparative anatomy as well. Look.
Oh yeah.
Wait. Maybe I should take a class like that.
Yeah. Does he have a website? Is it Procreate? No. Colton's using Photoshop.
I'm using Photoshop right now. That's pretty sick, dude. That's pretty useful. Okay, I'll just put that in there. Cheeky little humps. Have you seen the humps?
I love the hump so much.
H-O-M-S-E. Humps. No, I don't want you to correct it. Humps.
TikTok?
TikTok. Here it is.
Oh my gosh.
There's the humps.
Humps lore.
Y'all know this. You know this.
What about the ones where like you're holding it in your hand?
You totally know this. You've seen this, right?
How do they eat?
$100%. Yeah, and here's the front view before you die.
That's goofy.
It almost looks like a normal horse, just in like a fisheye lens from like really close.
Yeah, kind of does.
Because the body's like totally hidden behind the snout. It's like that picture of Applejack.
Yeah, I like the sleeping humps pictures.
Where?
I don't know where they are. I just remember seeing them, and they're in the palm of their hand.
I said I wasn't gonna get distracted. Boom, here we go. Okay.
Okay, that's good.
I think I may
Have found the meta.
have
Not the
meta. Maybe that's a little exaggerated, but this feels pretty good. You get the see, I'm already going like, okay, that looks like those triceps, and this looks like that latissimus dorsi, or the just traps, and this looks like the lats.
Yeah.
See, just from doing those earlier, I am able to make a probably wrong but more educated guess.
You have mastered horse anatomy.
Guys, I need to go find a live streamer to go into their chat and say I just finished mastering horse anatomy.
Now I need to do the lower legs.
I've mastered horse anatomy. The lower legs, ew. Like not even they did the lower legs.
Probably too annoying to do.
I don't see any muscles or anything on here. That's probably something I'm gonna cover last, and I'm just gonna go, it's a cylinder box. Guys, I've mastered horse anatomy. What should I do after I've mastered horse anatomy? Get too distracted. Fox messaged me and said Baldur's Gate tonight, and I was like, you're onto something. I don't know if I said that, but I was thinking it.
Oh, Baldur's Gate.
Who wants to do game night tonight? Except you guys don't play anything, and
you just watch
Christina
us
and I play Baldur's Gate, and you're locked out of the channel.
Think they're just bones? Well, isn't the hoof just a toenail?
Toenail, DJ Toenail.
Yep.
Hey, you guys know DJ Toenail, right? Be honest.
We should just listen to a whole playlist of his songs.
Be real with me here. DJ Toenail. This is such a dumb stream. I'm getting practice and everybody else is losing brain cells. This is like the episode of Phineas and Ferb where Doofenshmirtz wants to make everybody like unhealthy by only eating broccoli but giving everybody else this cheese stuff. But and so like I'm studying and you guys are all getting the cheese, but in reality you're probably actually drawing and I'm just brain rotting and you're listening to me brain rot in the background while you get better at drawing. It like backfired. That's a really specific episode.
I never even watched that episode. I never watched
Phineas and Ferb. Where are my references? Ooh, okay.
Okay.
See, this is one of those references that I don't actually know if it's useful or not. So it looks useful. Like, to me, it looks useful. But I may learn how to draw horses and go, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Who knows? Stick it into Pure Ref.
It's a pretty nice drawing you have there so far, though. Looks pretty legit.
Who's mine?
Yeah.
It does.
Looks good.
But I don't know anything about horses. I've been drawing them for
I know,
30 minutes.
but like that's the foundation, right?
Okay. What is the heck is this from?
Me.
What book is this from?
Oh, I don't know, but that looks good.
That's actually stinking.
Part 3, the hind legs. Oh, there's more images.
Yeah.
Let's reverse engineer it.
Reverse engineer it.
Not reverse reverse search it. Reverse engineer.
All right, so here's my drawing. Pinterest and TikTok and stuff is literally the worst app that ever could have been invented for people like me.
And me.
Like I just get so distracted.
Because all the images look so good.
The 4 legs, Animal Anatomy Part 4. Oh!
Did you find it?
And Imagine FX presents Anatomy. So there is an Imagine FX Anatomy something. Marshall Vandruff. Oh, that's the guy that streams with the Proco. He makes the videos. Yeah.
No wonder why it looks legit.
Oh, he's legit. I ain't reading all that, dude.
Just black it all out like the files.
It just turns into noise in my brain. Whoa, that's cool.
Whoa. Poses, save that.
Wait, I'm gonna save this into poses too. Look at this.
Ooh. Don't forget to save the other one.
All right.
If you want that one.
Pinterest is literally nothing but just like looking up one thing and getting distracted on the way there.
Mm.
Ew. That's cool.
Whoa, what is that?
I have no idea.
Is that a
dude.
centaur but like without a human head? That's interesting.
I respect the dedication to
Looks
the
like
design.
a Da Vinci. Oh, you know what one of the things I wanted to try to get? Those silver pens that Da Vinci used to use. But you have to have like very specific paper to use it.
Sleep paralysis demon. Is this a doggy? That looks like a doggy to me.
Poor doggy leg.
I'll definitely save this one because that's like a nice little breakdown. I don't need this. This looks useful to be on the other page. That looks somewhat useful as well.
Don't mind me, I'm just gonna look at my
Still
ring for a little bit.
haven't found horse butt anatomy.
How about you just look it up, horse butt anatomy?
I don't want that in my search history. I'm just gonna try to organically
Horse-
get to it.
Lower horse body anatomy.
Lower.
I don't know. Let me find one. The lower leg? No. Oh, lower body. It's not
This
really
is
lower.
sick, dude. That's sick. This is sick.
Look. Not really.
Now it's in your search history.
Yeah.
That's fine. Found one.
Yippee! Looks like a chicken leg.
It does kind of like chicken. Okay. So we've got this is hard. This is like, the heck do I put this? This is gonna be interesting. So we got like a muscle here. It like comes around.
Muscle. Flank. Oh, okay.
And then this, homie, what? We got like a volume that kind of comes up like this, and some dookie bookie. Maybe like that. City pop, dude. I love Japanese city pop.
It's so good.
So good. Y'all have been asking about a study stream at some point. You asked and we delivered.
Yep. Hope that you guys are enjoying it.
Flank, dude. I didn't watch a lot of Adventure Time, but one of my really good friends was roommates with Penn Ward back in the day before he made Adventure Time. Is that his name, Penn Ward?
I don't remember.
Yeah, he was roommates with him for a while. Something's not right here. I think I need to stick a little bit more closely to this sketch that I made. I'm gonna keep this leg back here a little bit more. It comes like and out. And based on something that I saw earlier, it was actually kind of interesting. This. So it looks like you get this sticky outy bit, and then you get this. So I kind of like that shape. It's like the heel. So I think that happens right in here. Colton doing anatomy, doing animal anatomy.
Crazy. You've always wanted to do it.
I actually have for a really, really long time, yeah.
We got a short leg. Short front leg.
Yeah, it kind of does. It's crazy. I made it shorter thinking it would be, or maybe I just gave him a really big back leg.
Maybe.
Let's check it. Let's try it. Like, what if I did that?
Okay.
That looks right.
Better.
Proportionally speaking, we've got basically this, 2 2/3. So we got like this. I feel like this is a little bit thick. The belly might be. Yeah.
Oh, that looks good. Drawing my mermaid OC and his bestie. I'm scared for the part where I have to draw water. Gambate.
We'll just do that for now. This doesn't look so curved. It's probably more straight. It might even go like that just a little bit. Convex instead of concave. This like bulges out just a little bit though. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, so there's that. This really is coming forward as well. So it like sticks out and this comes way out, dude. All right, and then all this back here, like I ain't even about to do all that. So this comes down. This is honestly pretty helpful little breakdown here. Dude, I have no idea what's going on, or else it would be just very awesome.
That's literally everyone, huh? With any kind of anatomy.
What the heck is
I
going
wish they
on,
labeled
dude?
them.
So this comes down like... What?
This part right here, where there's like these three.
Maybe
This looks like the tensor fascia, the gluteus medius, and the gluteus maximus to me.
There's like this. Is there like a knee in here or something, dude? Well, this is the foot, the heel. I don't even know.
I don't know anymore.
I don't know what the heck is going on anymore. Let's go get some dopamine from Pinterest.
Dopamine break.
No, is this the front leg or the back leg, bro?
That looks like the front leg.
Yeah, it looks like the front leg to me. There's the tricep. Okay. Hold up.
Did you find something interesting?
Okay. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Yoink. We're getting quite the collection. Oops. Wait, where did this line come from? Crap. When did I draw this, bro? Are you doodling and stuff as well?
Yeah, I'm just kind of doodling.
Wait.
Ooh.
When did this horse change position?
I don't know. A while ago?
Probably a while ago. Let's just yoink.
What if we started calling like practice like games, like, oh, learn how to draw horse game?
The drawing game.
Oh, yeah. That tail is basically just a bunch of skin and bones. It's just
Ew,
a little short
like
thing.
This.
Ew. That's weird.
And it's like majestic as, you know what?
What?
Oh. I ain't about to draw that tail. It goes behind here anyways. It's like that. Okay. Big meaty claws. Big meaty claws. You know what that's from?
No,
You don't?
I don't.
Knowing me, make
SpongeBob.
a guess.
Is it SpongeBob?
Yeah. At this point, if I say you know what that's from, it's like there's like a 75% chance it's from SpongeBob.
It's either SpongeBob or SpongeBob. I don't know what other, or Lord of the Rings or
Lord of the Nerds, dude.
or something else.
I don't know. There's something going on back in here that I don't know about. This is weird. This is a weird reference. I don't really know what's going on exactly there. these like booty butt muscles or something? These are actually kind of useful right here. Okay.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
I
but
still don't really know what's happening, but
what on heck? What about this?
it looks very Da Vinci.
This is Will Weston.
Yeah.
You can recognize Will Weston's work anywhere. This is 100% Will Weston's drawing. The problem is, even if I drew it right, it would look wrong. Okay, my best bet is to just go with that one.
I need to be more fearless with art.
Okay, I see. I'm starting to see the light. So screw this stuff. Okay. And then we have like a line of separation right here. And then this is coming around and down into like this. And then there's another muscle that's kind of like hooked up in here like that. And then there's like a double thing. Oh, wait. That's that. This really comes out a lot more as far as I can tell.
That's a good looking drawing.
That like comes out way further. Like this. And then some sort of muscles like right here. I don't know what that is. I don't know nothing about that. But okay.
Trust the process?
Trust nothing. It's certainly not myself. Okay. And then you got like skin flap triangle here. Good evening, we're practicing horse anatomy.
Yeah.
After I've mastered horse anatomy, we're gonna move on to bald eagle anatomy. Okay. And then you've got the little jubblies down here that are like in there. Kneecap or something right here, I guess. You've got like a sticky outy thingum here. This is like a tendon. This is probably like the Achilles type deal right here.
I always wince a little bit when I hear about the Achilles tendon.
Snip, snip.
No, like, just like thinking about that legend. Just ouchies.
Ouchies.
Yep, ouchies.
Ouchies, are you still here?
About a week ago, I've been practicing gesture drawing using a 30-second timer. Will that help improve my anatomy, perspective, etc.?
30 seconds is
really
pretty short.
I would do like...
You can definitely do 30 seconds. I probably wouldn't only do 30 seconds.
Yeah, I would probably do like... If you want to do like perspective, anatomy, like you would probably do 20 minutes. 30 seconds feels more like quick gesture warm-up.
Yeah, like I would do a variety of poses. I used to do a lot of minute and a half, like 90 seconds, but I felt like it was a little bit short, and I went to 3 minutes a lot of the time. But like for gesture's not really gonna help you that much with like perspective and anatomy. You're probably better off doing like 20-minute poses where you're like constructing and filling in, almost like the sort of thing that I'm doing right now. It's like you're not doing this in 30 seconds.
Heck, I made a video on gesture drawing exercise, and I did 3-minute poses, and I wasn't able to get to anatomy at all, because it's just too little time.
That doesn't mean 30-second poses are not useful.
Right.
I think they're helpful for learning some gesture stuff.
Yeah.
Where's my reference, dude? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we got like ball thing there, got like this. I literally straight up forgot to look at my reference for like ages. That's not what I should be doing.
Oh, that's an. I think every time I look back, I'm like, oh, that's like nice. Oh, that's nice.
I feel like something wonky is going on in here on the neck. Now that I've mastered horse anatomy,
I love
this
that.
should like come up and go like behind the head. It feels like connecting to like the base of the skull or something. So it's probably more like that.
A lot of advice I've received contradict each other. I get focus on studying gesture first before anatomy. The other guy says no, focus on studying anatomy first. Yeah, you'll get that a lot.
Yeah, it generally means that there's a lot of different ways you can successfully learn something. Anatomy itself is not particularly very important. You will hear that a lot.
Even among like professional artists.
Like, yeah, it's just not that important. Like volumes, learning like form drawing is one of the most important things. Like how to draw things in 3D, right? Like this sort of thing. Or like relationship between three-dimensional objects. This is like really, 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 really foundational right here. How to rotate objects in 3D, because that every single thing you're ever going to draw is in three-dimensional space. Like, this is what I started with. Like, I would never be able to do a study like this if I didn't start with something that's very solidly placed in 3D space dimensionally. Well, but there's a lot of ways you can learn how to do stuff. Like there's very rarely a correct answer. Like there's a lot of correct answers. A lot of people learn successfully in a lot of different ways. I would be very surprised if you'd be able to learn anatomy and perspective from 30-second gestures, because it just doesn't give you the time to construct and place proportions. And it would definitely help you with flow and gesture. Like it would definitely help you, because like you make short gesture drawings force you to ignore everything but the essence. And so that everything that you're ignoring is like perspective and anatomy. So it'd be hard to learn anatomy from an assignment that's specifically designed to ignore anatomy. I'll just do that. Something simple back here. We can add a little bit of like, I don't know, line weight.
I also think it just depends on what you want to learn, right? Like it just sometimes it's just different stages where I'm like, oh well, like yeah, I can do. I think gesture is just in everything. So like, it's not just like, oh, gesture first, then X Y Z. It's like, no, everything is gesture. Like even all the muscles that Colin's drawing has gesture in it.
Gesture is design.
Yeah. So it's not like it's not so compartmentalized. They're all like together. I think there are some exercises that focus more on gesture than others. And if it's like, if you want to focus more on anatomy, then you do exercises that focus on anatomy, or however you want. But if you want to do gesture, then the practice is going to look a bit different.
Is it an IRL Uma Musume? We started watching episode 1. It looked cute, but we never really got further. No, this is like the first horse I've ever drawn, so I don't know if the anatomy's correct or anything. You need blah, 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 where they connect, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what you were even...
I'm just kind of adding on to the topic.
Yeah, I just don't know where you were reading.
A lot of advice up there. Danger, Shadow, Gamer. A lot of advice I've received contradict each other.
I mean, think about it, right? You go to a school like Art Center, you'll have like 6 classes in term 1, and you will have like figure drawing 1, and they will teach you gesture drawing, they'll teach you proportion, they'll teach you anatomy, and you will also have in the same week perspective or viscom. And you will also have in the same week like design, sketching, or building your visual library or planning project. So like a lot of these things you can learn at the same time. Like they'll overlap in certain ways, and there's no like exact process to learning a lot of this stuff. There's great processes. I would probably say you would probably not want to learn how to render until you can draw form, because it would not make a lot of sense. It's like, I don't know, it's like learning a language and you're trying to write a book in the language before you even know very many words in the language or how the sentence structure works. But there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things that you can learn at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I think that was a pretty successful horse study. I think you learned a lot.
I learned some.
You have more questions than you started with.
I definitely have more questions now than before. Questions that need answering. Wait, that was a Lord of the Rings reference.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I do make Lord of the Rings references sometimes.
Any plans for another art critique stream? Just curious because I missed the first one.
Maybe at some point. That is interesting.
Oh.
Like, I notice this person has simplified this into kind of like a path right here.
Oh.
I don't know. Like, there's no way to know. Like, if you find an image on Pinterest, there's no way to know whether this person knows what they're doing or not.
Looks
like,
convincing.
to me, I can't really tell because I don't know how to draw horses. I don't really know horse anatomy. So all you can kind of do is go, this is interesting. It makes sense, but I don't know. That's why like classes are so incredibly useful. Like, you take a class from someone who knows what they're doing.
That looks like the ribs.
Well, yeah, I mean, the ribs are definitely down in there.
Yeah.
But like, you take a class by someone who knows what they're doing, and they'll immediately just be like, yeah, that doesn't matter. Or yeah, that's actually a good rhythm to look for. So you kind of learn as you investigate. That's one of the things that I find most fun about art, is like learning and growing as time goes on, and you like discover new interesting things. Like, nobody knows everything.
Mm-hmm.
That is an interesting simplification. It's like this rhythm that's in there. Could be really useful potentially. And like, my goal, it's not to like copy anything exactly. It's just to understand, like, especially when you're doing something for the very first time, Like, you're just trying to gather as much information as possible. Take everything in that might be useful, and then you're going to sort it later.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on? There we go. Sort it later. Figure out if it's actually important or not. Where am I at now? I'm always drawing on the wrong layer.
Real.
But I wouldn't particularly go this detailed with any study in the very beginning. Maybe like a couple of them. Yeah. And if you were taking a class, they would go, yeah, do this times 20. And then you turn that in for the homework. And then the next week, you do another 20. And then the next week, you do another 20. And so I need to do a lot of these.
I just started drawing like 2 days ago and trying to figure out how the easiest way to improve fast. I can do 3D shapes, kind of still learning, drawing to learn to animate later on. Any tips? 2 days ago, that's real early. I think improving. So I think understand that art isn't necessarily like a thing that you, I don't know, speed run. It's very hard to speed run because your brain and your physical, like your arm, has to have a lot of muscle memory. So think of it like learning an instrument. You can't necessarily learn it incredibly fast unless you put in a lot of hours. So like I would say you can't necessarily improve fast without drawing a lot. So first of all, draw a lot. If you're like a really like just a beginner 2 days ago, like, you know, fresh off, just starting drawing, just fill up a sketchbook with just stuff. Like, just try drawing a bunch of not random things, but just things that you're interested in. Just get a feel for it. See if you continue liking it, you know, and just gain that drawing experience. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be like this set way, or else like. I think there's a misconception that like, oh, if you don't practice the right way, it's gonna ruin your art career for the rest of your life or your art journey the rest of your life. Like, that's no, like clickbait. That's clickbait. Yeah.
It's very clickbaity.
You start with a direction, and then if you learn something new and you try it out and you really like it, you keep it. Other times you're like, why did I do it this way? So like, for you, if you just started 2 days ago, I would just focus on just drawing, like, for, I don't know, think of it like when you're a kid. When you're a kid, you don't think about what's the best way to do it. You just draw. So be a kid, allow yourself to be a kid for a good while, like maybe for a few months. Not necessarily saying it should be a few months, but like just get yourself to get used to it, get used to drawing, get used to the feel of the pencil on paper or on a tablet, whatever. And then it's not necessarily a super linear path either. That's a really nice drawing. I mean, like for me, I just started drawing anime because like what else was I gonna do? Oh, that's really nice.
I kind of like those breakdowns.
Yeah. Like if you want to improve fast, it's like understanding form drawing. Like form drawing is going to be your best friend. Like understanding how forms work in space takes a lot of time, but like drawing boxes is great. Drawing and modifying forms is great.
Interesting.
You know, this is why we created our anime art school, is so that you can get just a head start. If you want, you can check it out. Like if you have like no idea where to start at all, but you like anime, or you like just kind of treating it not super hardcore, but you also want to like learn the vegetables, like learn the fundamentals, you can check out our program on our website, drawanime.com. It is also on our link in bio if you're on YouTube. So focus on the mileage. I'll focus on mileage. Exactly. Like, I think when people start young and people are like, man, how does a 13-year-old person draw so well? It's because they just drew a lot as a kid. But like you can easily draw that much too. Just draw on your math homework, draw on anything, draw on scraps of paper. Like, just try a hand at it. Like, I think one of the most fun things is when you're in school and all the kids are like drawing the silly S, the three-dimensional S, and you're like, oh, I want to try that. Like, explore like that. I think people are overthinking drawing too much sometimes. And then, like, once you're like, okay, I actually do want to like actually properly get better, that's when you're like, what classes do I take? What are some reputable teachers that you can learn from? Stuff like that. It's nice. I think it's a balance, like, I find that overthinking actually does less good. It actually harms more.
Yeah, and just remember, most people who give you advice, I'm not talking about like people who create content, because there's some pretty good and knowledgeable people who create content, but most people who give you advice, especially in comment sections, have literally no idea what they're talking about. If you really want to get good, I would straight up ignore all advice except people who really, really, really know what they're talking about and you vetted. And even then, there's usually a lot of different correct answers. Mm-hmm. Email people, talk to people at expos or like people who have like booths, and you see their work and you're just like, wow, this person's insane. They've been doing this professionally for 40 years. Maybe I should pay attention to what they say. A lot of people watch a bunch of videos and tutorials and then they feel like they're an expert because they've heard what a bunch of experts have to say on a subject. That's not at all the same as, reaching out to someone who's been doing something, who's literally working the job that you want to work and has worked it for 20 years or whatever. And you email them and ask for advice and you give them like the context of your particular situation. That helps a lot. There's a lot of correct advice, and then there's a lot of stuff that just kind of sends you in the wrong direction. So it does feel kind of confusing.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of advice feels contradictory, because you're like, one person says this and another person says another thing. But it is kind of hard to give advice, because it's like, it depends on what you want to do too. I've had some guys saying AI does better hands, and I have not stopped thinking about it since.
Oh, tractors can lift more weight than you as well, but people still go to the gym. I feel like draw because you like drawing. Like, photography can make a more accurate picture than you would be able to do from observation. Like, but like the thing is like, it's how, like, the comparison can't really be made because AI is not drawing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and you could take a photo of your hand and that would be better than a hand that you can draw. Like, I don't know. I don't think the AI argument is a very good argument.
It's just a useless comment.
Because it's like, it doesn't really mean anything. It's not drawing. It's not art. It's a generated image based on a bunch of different references. And that's been a thing, like, references and other art out there that's better than yours has been a thing forever. And it's never been an issue until all of a sudden it's like AI is like a remix of a problem that's always existed. And now people treat it like it's some crazy, depressing thing. It's like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like that much different to me personally.
I mean,
like,
you might as well just say, like, that person could have just said, oh, this XYZ draws better hands than you.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
okay.
a lot of artists that draw better hands than you can, and it's never been,
but it's
like, I don't know, it's never been depressing
in
the past.
I mean, for one, you know, the person shouldn't even like I wouldn't even bother with a comment like that because it's just it's plain rude and it doesn't really benefit you at all. Like it's not even criticism.
It's not the reason to make art. Like it
Yeah.
has nothing to do with the reason that you would make art. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Like
I'm like, okay, yeah, so what? Like, if someone did tell me, like, oh, AI can do better hands, I'd be like, get out of here.
yeah,
like,
and
I'd
I
be
could
like,
take a photo of my
don't even
hand
care.
and it would look way better than my drawing. But
Yeah.
like I don't draw because I want to make the best looking hand ever made.
Yeah.
Like I draw because I enjoy the richness that it brings to experiencing the world. I don't know, it's just not something that particularly bothers me because it doesn't feel like it's even related.
Yeah. It's just a troll comment at that point.
I would try to think about it in a way of maybe that. AI doesn't, like, making art is a way to experience the world. And if making art allows you to do that, then that's great. Like, that's a success.
You know, I feel like another thing is, like, a lot of people think AI is competition. Maybe that's another reason why people get very anxious about it. Is because they're like, well, it's my competition. Like, I have to battle against it. But, like, it's not really competition. Because it's just not the same. Like, you can't... It's just not the same. It's not.
I don't know. It's almost like... It's like, why do people play video games? It's like to enjoy the game, right? To, like, enjoy the story, to enjoy the gameplay, to get caught in the gameplay loop. If there was, like, a bot out there that could play a video game better than I can play the game, it wouldn't suddenly make me be like, dang, like, no point in playing games now.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't prevent you from being able to enjoy the thing. Like, do things because you enjoy it. If you go
Yeah.
on, if there's a robot that can hike a mountain much better and faster than you can, like, you can still get the enjoyment out of hiking and experiencing the world.
Cloudy says, oh, we horsing around today. I'm from the YouTube stream. Thanks for keeping my silence a bit more occupied.
Sounds good. Hey, welcome.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I've never seen a good argument for why AI would prevent me from being able to enjoy and experience a richness in the world from creating art and discovering things. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It never really made a lot of sense. There's a really good video out there by Christoph Young. It's called AI Can't Take Art Away From Me. Christoph Young. And it's called AI Can't Take
That was a good video.
Away from me. It's good. It covers a similar subject. I think he talks about it really well. But it's like, it does not remove your ability to experience the richness of the world. Like, if you want to, I don't know, paint flowers because you want to appreciate the beauty of flowers, like AI creating a flower that looks beautiful does not keep you from being able to experience and enjoy the world. Right? Like a car that drives really, really fast does not prevent you from, you know, being able to run and be healthy and practice cardio. Chuck that on the side.
I love the gym reference, or not gym reference, but like the gym joke where it's like you see someone lifting weights and they're like, well, a tractor can lift heavier weights than you.
And like going to an artist and saying, oh, AI can make a better drawing than that. It's like going to the gym and telling someone a tractor could lift more weight than that. It's like, do you think they're gonna stop working out? I'm like, dang, I didn't know that.
Wow.
Crap.
Man.
I thought I was gonna be the, you know, weightlifting champion of the world and lift more weight than has ever been lifted by any crane or pulley system or anything. It's like, and the funny thing is, people do go to the gym to lift the most weight that they can, but it's like a personal thing, right? Like, I draw, and it's a personal challenge against myself to make a good drawing. It's not like a comparison or a challenge against someone else, or if it is, it's like, you know, it's like a game where everybody plays by the same rule set.
And it's a fun game, not a ego game.
Yeah. And for some people, it's an ego game.
That's true.
Yeah, like, fun game.
Yeah. Friendly competition. That's why I really, just appreciate when artists, they just encourage.
Yeah.
Because it's like, they know how hard it is. Like, they're not going to go and egg on someone who's already having a hard time with drawing. Like, drawing's...
Well, they do, because people are jerks as well.
Okay, that's a good
point.
But, yeah.
Don't let it happen too much.
Yeah.
You know, just remember. I think people are jerks a lot of the time, and I don't think artists are an exception. But
that's a good point. That is a good point.
I think there's like a surplus amount of jerks out there now, and like, it is so. I think the comparison of AI and artists is just dumb because it's like, it's apples to oranges. It's not even related in any way.
More like apples to
semi trucks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just not something I think is comparable. Because like you'll notice that some people, they're absolutely devastated by AI. They're like, I haven't drawn in months. I've been so depressed and demotivated and this and that. And there's other people completely unbothered. They just draw just as much as they used to. In fact, they have even more fun nowadays because they're just like, dang, it's so good to be human. Like, it's so good to be able to enjoy and experience things. Like, AI's got nothing on me because it's a machine. It can't actually experience things. Like, I can experience stuff for real. And, like, it's not even a competition. They don't even think about it in that way. It's just like, man, I love being human and being able to experience and enjoy the world.
And, you know, another thing is like, when people have very high standards, like to the point where it's not necessarily unhealthy, like that's when also people like tend to not draw. When people like that also causes burnout. So I think like just be gracious to yourself because drawing is very hard. It feels easy because it's like it feels obvious, but like obvious is actually very difficult. When an artist makes something look obvious, it takes a lot of skill to do that. Because everything has to be correct, right? But like that's not necessarily a thing where it's like everything has to be correct or it's a failure. It's not necessarily like that. It's like they just draw a lot. They observe the world a lot. You know, they draw and take note, and they're like, I'll just try again. Just try again. You know, you fall down and you get back up. So
that's part of the cool thing of art as well. Is like the knowledge that you may not succeed at something, and you can try multiple times. And, you know, you can try again. Learn things, improve, practice.
I'm not coughing as much, but I have more phlegm.
Nah. I don't know, we'll just stick in here or something. I'm just trying to understand the main volumes of a horse in 3D. Like, my proportions aren't fantastic or anything, but I'm going like, what is the neck? Like, what does it look like? Like, how can if I can understand, like, this volume, then I should be able to draw it from most angles. But it's a dimensional drawing thing. Like, I should be able to draw this volume from most angles. Not, like, already. Like, I don't expect to be able to suddenly draw horses within, like, 2 hours, but... And, like, what is the angle difference between this and this? And then I make sure that I, like, retain that, right? It's like... like that. And there's, like, that. And then if this sticks into it, so, like, maybe there's, like, a horse from behind, and it's, like, looking down like this. Can I draw this from, like, a different angle?
Make it drink water.
And, like, there's the ear. Here's that, and this comes out and over, and it comes up. And here's the tube the tube part of the horse. Right. Maybe I'm needing to have that.
Ooh.
Maybe not.
I kind of like that curve.
This curve?
Yeah.
And it's just like an experimentation of forms. Like, I just don't know the forms yet, so that's why I'm practicing them.
Hey, Mackie Doodle.
You know, and then here's the leg, and that is like, okay, it tends to come down more like that and like that. Here's the joint, comes down again. Maybe now, like, where's the horizon line? Like, let's put my horizon line here. And so this I would be looking down at. I'm gonna redraw this.
Make it more upright.
Probably. This really comes out of there. I find this volume, this form a little bit confusing. Not sure exactly what it is.
Sounds good.
And then they've got, obviously,
What was the hardest and most complicated you guys have ever drawn?
well, this is pretty hard.
Things that aren't a human, I find pretty hard. Your imagination of dimensionality is so impressive. Something that still takes me refs to properly draw. Colin's actually also using reference.
Yeah, I'm using some reference here and there. This one I didn't really use a lot on. I've kind of been not looking at it. I'm trying to really understand this, but it's dimensional drawing, right? Like, that's one of the most fundamental skills. Just practicing, like, do tons and tons of 1, 2, 3 point perspective scenes. I did some just the other day. Like, this kind of stuff. Do tons and tons and tons of these. Know exactly where these boxes are. If they're intersecting with each other, know the intersections. 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. Understand, like, where objects are in 3D space. Like, is the shadow right here? In which case, this cylinder would be, like, behind and below. Or is the shadow right here? In which case, this cylinder would be like, in front of it. Right? And if I put another sphere, like, where is this sphere? Heck, this could be way back. Like, look how far back that is now.
Yeah.
Or it could be right there. Or, you know, it could be wherever. Here. Maybe it's, like, up above, way up here. So, like, thinking in terms of, like, three-dimensional space, where are objects located? And then to make it easy as possible by breaking things down into the simplest possible volumes that you can, like a cylinder that tapers a little bit, right? And you can just go like, this is a form, and being able to truly draw things and understand them in different angles. You know? Like, drawing objects at different angles and doing a lot of exercises. Lots of exercises of, like, you know, I do a lot of exercises where it's just like throwing paper on the ground and trying to make it feel like they're in the same perspective, doing like boxes that are bending in space. Where the heck? You know, this is like fisheye drawing. You don't really need that to do this. Form drawing practice. Bending things around. This is more like fisheye again. Yeah, like this. What the heck? Where is it?
30%.
Okay, I guess they're both on 30%. There it is. Very, very, very simple volumes in 3D space. Trying to understand them.
I love the little dinosaur.
Where
face.
they are. Like breaking down references, drawing them from different angles in proportion. Starting with really, really simple stuff. Oh, yeah, there's
I love that.
There's my medieval torture devices that I did. You know, like rotating objects. How much of the sides of things are you gonna see? Practicing things like Krenz cubes really helps. Practicing like ribbons, all that sort of thing. Like I would do a lot of that kind of practice. There's my bread from yesterday. Here it is. And so I keep in mind my horizon line, but at the end of the day, right? And so if I want to put another piece right here, I could just go, like maybe this comes out and up like this. And so here's the dookie bagookie of the horse.
Krenz cube, Krenz.
Yeah.
Because it's Krenz Kushart. That's the artist's name.
That kind of made the assignment.
Yeah. The booty butt.
The booty butt. I don't really understand what the back of a horse looks like that much. I guess it kind of like...
the behind.
I guess it kind of like hooks under like this. And then we got like the legs here, but they kind of feel like long. Let me get rid of this. Thinking about my like ground plane. Like where is my vanishing point? This is kind of going to be like a long-ish lens. And so I'll just kind of place in a little grid there. Maybe a center line for good measure. I'm like looking at different horses and references and stuff for model. Like I just got done collecting a bunch of these. Crap. Like horses and stuff. There's some up here. There's some here. This I find particularly helpful.
That's nice.
With like basic volumes,
Hadidi.
muscles, how people simplify gesturally, little anatomy stuff. I'll organize these later. I find this pretty useful. This definitely looks like Michael Hampton to me, or something along the lines. Some sort of a comparative anatomy. This is more Michael Hampton. This is probably actually
I love the
Michael
color
Hampton.
coding. It's such an aesthetic.
I bet you anything this is his comparative anatomy class in like Brainstorm or something. This will give, you know, proportion. Just a bunch of different inspiration and references. These, like, there's different broken down sections. I find this really useful. This is really useful. Oval egg. Huh. This is the
the ball joints.
the olive.
Oh yeah, that is the olive.
Interesting. So the bottom one is more of a ball and this one is more of like an egg-ish. Okay. Okay. These guys are really good at drawing. I don't remember what their names are. Erlington Brothers or something. They have like an Instagram has a bunch of useful stuff. I'm looking for like the butt. Like this is pretty useful. Knowing like these shapes, like this. This is what I'm looking for.
Hindquarters.
The dookie bagookie.
It's like a toy horse.
Always trying to keep things in perspective. Where the heck does the tail come out? Kind of like up here. I actually, now that I think about it, I had horses as a kid. I never like drew them or anything. But I had horses as a kid. It looks like it comes out actually relatively high.
Etherington Brothers. That's a fun
so.
last name.
Etherington Brothers? Okay.
We should. I wouldn't mind making posts like that for our channel.
Yeah, they put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah, it's like a little mini book page.
This one like comes.
Do you guys have any tips on how to draw an underwater scene or background?
Yeah. Underwater scenes, certain colors are going to get nerfed and others are going to be emphasized a lot. I would look at like references of things underwater and see what colors tend to fade and which ones tend to be really vibrant as you get further away. That's like, that would be my thing. There, what is it called? Assassin's Creed Black Flag had a lot of really cool concept art back in the day that was underwater, and I think they did a pretty good job. Like which colors, like this, and then maybe like that. I have a lot of trouble with these back views like this.
It's hard.
Okay, and then we've got the olive thing.
Bye, MJ.
And then we've got this part. Does it come forward? Mostly down, actually. Kind of like think about where I am. Are they lined up in perspective? And I would like look at a side view, so I'd go like, how high is this compared to the front? And so I would just find like a side view of a horse or something and be like, okay, here's the front joint, here's the back joint. Yeah, it does actually feel like they're kind of lined up in perspective. Let's find some other examples from different artists. It's close. Yeah, it looks like the joints are kind of like in perspective. So I've made my joints not quite right. So I'm probably just gonna go in and modify that. I'll probably make this one a little bit longer, see if that looks better. Maybe like that. This feels like really meaty in here.
Yeah.
I don't want to get like overly. What if we do this?
Ooh,
I think that
okay.
looks a little bit better.
That feels more horsey.
It does feel more horsey. Pull this down.
Kind of like legs but backwards.
What?
They're like legs but backwards.
Legs but backwards.
Like, that's a kneecap.
Yeah, and then this. What does this do exactly? Where's that other reference? That was pretty helpful. Kind of short. Maybe just something like that for now. This looks kind of wonky, honestly. Like, properly wonky. That looks weird. It's like big. It's like very big. I feel like maybe we'll like pull the flow in from like this to that. This comes down like a lot. And then this side draw through. Maybe like that. Is there like tilt? Do they have like directional tilt to them, or are they pretty much straight? Hard to tell exactly. Bum bum bum.
What about that one?
Bum bum.
Wow.
This?
Yeah, I don't know.
Didn't really show anything like that.
Maybe we should look at that one guy's work. What was that guy? Ned Jacobs' work?
Ned Jacob.
A lot of horse
he mostly
paintings.
did like really loose paintings of horses.
Yeah.
Interesting. Could try it. Could pull them, just kind of see how it works. If we just like maybe pull them together a little bit. She was kind of hidden in the other one, but now I can't hide it. Like you'll hide stuff and you don't even realize that you're hiding it.
I kind of like how there's like a nice composition happening with this page now. Just that. It's a nice area.
Yeah, I like that. So we get the back, the top of the back right here. There's definitely some muscles in the neck. The neck, honestly, it's like, it's not just like a cylinder. It kind of comes, and I think it goes like that. But I'm not sure exactly. Let me look. I'll just ignore that back leg for now and come back to it later because
Too complicated.
I'm just fussing over it, so I'll just move on to something else. Yeah, you get like a this sort of thing. Not that I want to go this detailed, but like I noticed it, so I might as well put it in. These eyes like bulge out like crazy. Maybe I'll finish this back foot. Maybe I'll approach this from a little bit different of an angle. Let's just like put this on the ground, put this on the ground, pull this over, and then just kind of do something like that. It looks okay. Something's weird about it. Maybe this needs to come out further. I feel like it's probably bigger. I don't know. I don't draw horse butts very much, as you can tell.
Real.
Well, that's interesting.
Oh.
I didn't see this one before. This is kind of an interesting breakdown of it.
Kind of got that angular look.
Okay. Maybe we'll go in that direction. Maybe we'll simplify all this.
Oh.
And this will just bring down interesting. It will make like a combination of them or something. Like this goes like that, goes like that.
Really looks like a chicken leg.
And we go.
That's kind of bent.
Yeah, and then it kind of goes like that. This comes down a lot. And then all this, I'll just kind of like erase that. And this. What if we tried this direction?
That's nice. Yeah, I feel like that looks more accurate.
It does. It does, for sure. And we just do something. Kind of erase all that old stuff. I kind of like the look of this better.
And I like the way they simplified the front legs as well. In that style.
Yeah, that's pretty good as well.
I feel like it kind of looks cohesive with the rest of the body.
I have an easier time doing cylinders for sure, though.
Yeah.
So I think I'm not sure exactly what I'll do yet with this. Maybe I'll make in the future some sort of a. That to me feels quite a lot more accurate to like a horse. This is, they get their
Bloated tummies. No wonder horses die if they get leg injuries, too many joints. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Bang.
Oh.
They shoot them. I don't know what they do. Remember, remember we watched Hildago?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
And they were like, they shoot the horses that break a leg or whatever. I don't know why. I mean, I guess I can probably, deduce the reason for that.
So they aim for the horse's legs?
No,
way?
they don't shoot the legs. They shoot the horse when it breaks a leg.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy stuff, bro.
Okay.
What if I just, took the tummy out to there?
Like,
What do you think of that?
yeah.
And then it goes maybe like that. That feels better to me. Like you got, this really comes down now that I look at it. Like this, yeah, that's interesting. You really get this kind of
Straight, kind of.
pull from there to there.
Wow.
Interesting. These knees are they got to be a little bit higher probably. Like here.
Mm-hmm. Can't their legs heal? I'm sure. Maybe with a lot of love and care
And physical
and time.
therapy.
Yeah.
No idea.
Well, their legs are very thin for their body too, so I can imagine it'd be very hard for them to, I don't know, continue surviving.
You know what's crazy to me is how do deer not break their legs more, dude? They go jumping through people's windows and flopping all over their floors and stuff. I'm just I feel like those legs would just snap like a twig.
Yeah, no idea.
This one's kind of.
They actually rely on walking to have their blood circulate. Oh, so if they break a leg, then it's very hard for their blood to circulate. Is that what it is? Is that why? Horse. We got some horse experts in here.
Horse lore.
Horse lore.
Maybe more like that. I want to keep this really simple. I'm going too complicated with some of this stuff for sure. So we got this little shelf right here on the front, and it comes out, and this I'm just gonna make it like the other one, kind of right, and then this comes out. Let me see. And then this maybe will bring forward more like that.
I'm no horse expert. I just watch a lot of veterinary shows.
Feels a little bit more like it. Something weird is going on in there.
Maybe it was too
I don't
bulged
have
out.
very many undos. Yeah, I went too complicated, and I need to go back to the roots. I'm not gonna mess with this one too much more.
Sorry.
Okay. That one, not a huge. That one's not too bad. I kind of like how that works.
Like a cheese wedge.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, this might even need to come back a bit. And then this.
I watched some vets on YouTube. That's where I learned about how harmful people making prosthetic legs for horses are. Interesting. and you try to help it, it ends up hurting. That sucks. That's like having a prosthetic heart. Don't know if it's really all that good.
Maybe. Come on, I hate it how it does that.
Like it snaps or
It,
does something weird.
It just is weird. It always does that. I don't know. That one kind of fell apart. Whatever. I don't really care. All right. That's enough horse drawing for one day for me.
I think the
I wasn't
anatomy
even
drawing looks
planning on
good.
drawing horses today. I was just gonna experiment a little bit with some studying. It's still not right, dude. Like that.
Very nice. I think it turned out. I think all the drawings turned out really nice.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head off. Have a great night, everybody. And yeah, what have you been working on?
I don't know. I was just doing some studies like that. I was looking at some compositions, and I was like, "Oh, I like this pose right here." And then I tried the horse leg. I was mainly watching you draw.
Oh, don't forget, we actually have an anatomy and figure drawing class coming up in February 21st on Saturday. It starts. It's going to be a 6-week-long class. You'll get critiques on everything.
Yep, it is the teal button on this website. This is for our anime art school.
Yeah.
Just different.
Teal button says it literally says it on that page. It's like figure drawing and anatomy February class or something. And it is live. It's going to be on the Saturdays, and it's going to be kind of like a college class we're going to go through. It'll be our 3rd term that we're running.
Yep.
And so if you're interested in that,
Could go
you
here.
can go check it out there. Take a screenshot of that. If you want to learn anatomy and gesture and figure drawing and get it out of the way, and you've been wanting to learn for a while.
Get some accountability in. You can check it out there.
Yep. Other than that, we're gonna head off.
Yep.
And have a great night. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
And bye bye, YouTube.